talk to Gage.
Well, here we are, guys. The end of another year, 2025, and we're entering the new year, 2026. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the new year. But before we do, and even before we get to the Engage Movie Awards of 2025, we got to talk about every single movie that I watched in the year of 2025. Now, this list, for those of you who don't know, is not ranking all the 2025 movies, but it's every movie I personally watched for the first time in the year 2025. That's what we're ranking today. I've been doing this on the channel for the past 2 years, so this will be year 3 of this tradition, and it's genuinely one of my favorite videos I make on the channel, and I would not miss the opportunity to make it if it's within my power. You know, I'm not gonna miss out on it. I just love these videos too much. It's gonna be a long one, so honestly we should just dive right in. For those of you who don't know how my rating system kind of works, S tier are 5-star movies. That tier is reserved for the best of the best, my absolute favorite films. New favorites that I found within this year are going to go in S tier. That is like the cream of the crop for me personally. 5-star, 10 out of 10 movies. A tier, those are 8 or 9 out of 10 movies. That's my 4.5 kind of range. These are movies that are awesome or incredible. A lot of times they're masterpieces, but they lack that X factor that pushes them into the S tier all-time favorites, if that makes sense. B tier, these are like your 6 or 7 out of 10s. These are 3.5s on Letterboxd. These are good or great movies that I like. I was somewhere in the middle. You know, they're not as quite as high as A tiers, but they're still movies I enjoy. I like them for what they are, but they just didn't blow me away. C tier, these are like your 4 or 5 out of 10s, and 2.5s on Letterboxd. So these are movies similar to B tier, it's somewhere in the middle, but these are ones that are usually kind of average or a little bit mid. They're not movies I'm very into. I'm not really biting at the chance to rewatch them usually. They're fine. They're fine movies. They're okay. They're okay. I don't think they're bad. I didn't dislike them straight up, but a bit of a letdown. D tier, these are bad movies. This is your 1 or 1.5 star movies, 2 or 3 out of 10s, and these are movies that I would describe as I dislike them. I don't like them. I usually describe them as either bad or awful. Not movies I like, ever really want to rewatch, and I just really found very little to enjoy, with maybe a few things here and there keeping them out of. F tier, the movies that I hate, the movies that I would give a 1 out of 10, you know, it's half-star on Letterboxd. These are movies I absolutely hate and despise for one reason or another. They are the worst of the worst. It doesn't go lower than that. So, with all that being said, we are just going to dive in. And all these movies are just completely arranged the way that that tier maker has organized them. So we're just going to rank them the way that they are. It's a little chaotic, but it's going to make it fun. So, let's begin. So the first movie we're ranking is the movie Clown. This is also a good point to say before we get really deep into it, is that I'm going to try my best not to dilly-dally too long with this list, because we're ranking 453 movies. And I watched a little bit more than that this year, but those are every new film to me that I watched. So I'm gonna not be super descriptive on everything that we talk about today. Hope y'all understand. But anyways, Clown. Clown was enjoyable. That's a B tier. I thought it was good. Nothing much else. Had a cool, pretty dark moments and cool effects, but it's okay. It's good. It's good. I enjoyed it, but it's very close to a C tier. Next up is The Substance. I watched this year. That's actually crazy. I thought I watched that last year, but Substance, another B tier. I think it's a great movie. I think it's really good. I wasn't as big on it as many other people, but there's some really good performances and, again, very good effects. And I enjoyed it. It's very cool that we get a movie like this in the modern era, because these movies are missing today, you know? Next up is Warm Bodies. This was a movie that my wife Kylie showed me. I was not a huge fan. C tier. It was okay. A little bit cringe. I'm not really into most romance movies. Check out my video talking about my favorite movie genres for more context. But this is just not for me. It's just not a movie I really enjoy. I think that there's A few funny, charming moments in it, but then you have like Owl City playing, and it almost is a little cringe, even though it's a good song, it's good music. It's just like, oh, yeah, that's a little old. Next up is The Monkey. I'm gonna be honest, guys, this might be crazy. I thought The Monkey was kind of awesome. I'm giving that A tier. Sure, tonally, the beginning half and the second half are very different, and like it doesn't mesh very well. I get that, but like for what it is, The Monkey was just like very visually interesting to me. It was very like the way they capture the monkey object itself is actually pretty creepy, and it's a movie that has stuck with me. I don't mind a little bit of horror comedy in my movies. I don't mind that. So that's where it goes for me. Next up is It Follows. Hot take. I think this movie's a little overrated. That's going in C tier for me. I'm not a It Follows defender. I'm not like a crazy It Follows guy. I think it's fine. It's an okay movie, but it's really nothing that crazy to me personally. All right, next up is Lost in Translation. It's an awesome movie from Sofia Coppola. I'm gonna give that A tier. I'm a huge Bill Murray guy. I love Bill Murray. I think he's incredible. And this movie, he does a really good job capturing a very lonely person. And I appreciate this movie, does a really good job kind of exploring a very atypical relationship in film that you don't really see very much. So it was pretty bold in that way. So A tier. Next up is Baraka. Wow, dude, masterpiece. That thing blew me away. I'm gonna go A tier. For a while, I was considering this to be an S tier movie for me, but as the year went on, it just kind of stuck with me less and less, and I'm confident leaving it where I am now, in A tier. It was a fascinating movie. It's crazy how a film with no dialogue, no characters whatsoever, can leave so much of an impact on you after it's all said and done. So yeah, Baraka is actually very, very good. Next up is House. This is a movie that Gabriel just kept on talking about, and I eventually was like, all right, fine, I'll freaking watch it. And I thought it was good. The best part about House is the editing. I think the editing and the effects that they go for is really wacky and goofy, and I kind of love that about it. It's a weird movie, though. It's very strange, but it wasn't fully on my wavelength, but there's definitely some like very humorous moments, I think. It's a good one. It's a good movie. It's just very, very strange. So if you like strange movies, haunted house movies, it's in that lane for sure. And there's a moment that reminds me of Mario 64 with the haunted piano. So enough said. You Can Count on Me. Great movie. This was incredible. I'm gonna give that an A tier. If you're a family man, you'll like this movie. If you're a family guy, if you like family stuff, it's about a brother and a sister, haven't seen each other in forever, reunite. Cinema. Like, that's peak cinema. I will say that Mark Ruffalo is doing a great job in this. Him and the nephew character together, they had me laughing. Like, they were just so funny and charming on screen. There's a scene in the movie where they went out to a bar and when they were supposed to stay inside all night, and Laura Linney, the mom sister character, she comes back, and Mark Ruffalo and the kid are pretending like they didn't go anywhere. And it's just like something about it just was so funny and charming to me. So if you really want like a feel-good movie with a good message and really good family moments, it's a very human movie, go check out You Can Count on Me. And just to throw this in here for like, future-proof this video, and future-proof, like when I look back on it, I'm gonna be like, I remember. I always refer to this movie as I Got You because I forget what the name is. Do with that what you will. Little Shop of Horrors is next. Fantastic movie, man. This is A tier. That's a movie that really, I'm actually really happy we're getting a lot of A tiers right now. That was a movie that blew me away. I will point out, my brothers had me watch this, and what I want to point out is that the director's cut of this movie is specifically what I'm going off of, because the director's cut is A tier. If I was ranking theatrical, I would go B tier. If I'm being honest, I think there's that big of a difference between theatrical and the director's cut. The director's cut adds in a different ending, basically, and it is significantly better. And I really think the only reason why they changed it for theatrical is just because people in the 80s could not stand seeing something bad happen to Rick Moranis. I really think that's the only reason why that was ever changed to begin with, because it does not fit whatsoever. It's a crappy ending to an otherwise fantastic film that deserves all the love in the world. So Little Shop of Horrors is quite awesome. Director's cut. Not that theatrical. That theatrical is kind of cheeks. Next up is The Deadly Spawn. This movie blew me away, guys. That is an S tier. All year that was A tier for me, but then when I actually sat down and was thinking about just reflecting on everything I watched, I was like Deadly Spawn's an S tier. That is one of my favorite movies from this year. That is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is, in my opinion, the greatest creature feature of all time, as long as Child's Play doesn't count. I consider that more of a slasher. But the Deadly Spawn blew my mind. It's a movie on a budget of $25,000. It's a director only ever directed this movie, Douglas McKeown. And he's like my absolute hero for this movie. Like, it's so low budget. It's using non-actors, just completely normal people like you and me that are playing these characters. And it just has an awesome rainy afternoon vibe. It shows the creature throughout the whole movie, and there's constantly fun things going on. So this is absolutely worth a watch, and I highly recommend you check out The Deadly Spawn. Next up is The Muppet Movie. This was a shocker for me because when I watched this fricker, I went B tier. I went lower than I thought I would because I'm a huge Muppet guy. I didn't love this movie. I really didn't. I did not know what was wrong with me, but I watched it and I just didn't love it. I will say I knew a lot about it going in. Gabriel spoiled so many moments from this movie, so when I went into it, I kind of was waiting for certain things to happen. I kind of knew, and I feel like that definitely colored my experience a little bit. But The Muppet Movies is still great. It's still a great movie, but there are definitely Muppet movies on this list that are better. All right, coming in next, this is again, another huge hot take, Escape from New York. So this year I actually made huge strides in finishing my John Carpenter list. It's actually a video I want to make in the future at some point. Escape from New York was one I watched this year, and that's going to go into C tier. I'm going to save some extra thoughts for that eventual video that I want to make, but just to give you a little bit of an idea, I was really blown away by how little this impacted me. I did not like this movie a lot. It's kind of average. It's okay. It has some good moments. There's some cool stuff. Snake Plissken, the character is really cool. Portrayed by Kurt Russell, that's good stuff. But there's a lot of dumb moments in this movie. There's so many parts of it that just annoyed me. I thought were stupid and were confusing, didn't make any sense. Like there's, to keep it kind of vague, there's a part in the movie where a character is shooting at another character, one of the heroes, and he has to scale an object, a thing, and in order to, you would think so he hops down, he starts fighting, and in order to stay alive, you would think, all right, well, like, throw the gun, off a bridge, throw it, somewhere away to where this guy can't pick it up and just keep shooting. And he doesn't. He just kind of beats him up for a little bit and then goes back to climbing. And then obviously the dude stands up and starts shooting at him again. Like, why didn't you get rid of the gun? So I don't know. This movie just really bugged me, but it has a great cast. Didn't love it. And that makes me kind of sad. Next up is the OG Chicken Little. I watched it for the first time this year. It's kind of a short film. I included some short films on this list. It's B tier. I liked it. I think it's pretty good. Very different from the original, but it has a good message. The Muppets from 2011. This is what I'm talking about. That's A tier. It was just an awesome movie. It's awesome. It's very charming, very wholesome. I love seeing the Muppets just kind of be themselves, just kind of be the Muppets. And it's cool. It's kind of like a legacy sequel of sorts, and it works really well in the Muppet world. So I enjoyed it quite a bit. I laughed a lot too. And there's a song in this movie that I love with the chickens being like, next up is The Rainbow Tribe. I watched this at the right time in my life. I'm gonna give that a B tier. I was in a big like summer camp movie mood for a lot of this year, and you'll definitely see that as we go. But The Rainbow Tribe, it's got Fragley in it, the kid who played Fragley. It's a really cute movie. It's just about this counselor going back to camp to be a counselor and take care of these kids, and I just really like the relationship and a lot of the wholesome moments between them. It was pretty funny. The only thing I didn't like that stands out to me is there's some really like cringe like audio effects in this movie that I did not like at all. Like, it was very, very cringe. But besides that, it was a pretty great movie. Next up is Citizen Kane. I watched this as a part of the All For Roulette this year that we actually started this year. So I don't know, I might make a video on that at some point. But basically every month, one of my 4 brothers, including myself, picks a movie that all of us have to watch for that month. And Citizen Kane was one of Gavin's picks. This is like often memed and joked being the best movie of all time. So I went into it thinking, okay, it was probably going to be really good, right? I didn't love it. I really didn't like it. I thought it was kind of okay. It was really kind of okay. Father's Day. Man, this is such a friggin' bummer. I'm gonna go C tier. I really wanted to love Father's Day. There's plenty of moments in here that are better than the sum of all of its parts. Like there's a part that's too big of a spoiler. I can't even talk about it. It's so crazy, dude. Like Father's Day is it's a wacky movie, dude. There's some insane things that happen. The Lloyd Kaufman cameo in this, like, was hilarious. And thinking back to this movie, I remember it more fondly than I did when I first watched it. And I think that's just because it is a brutal movie. It is very like nasty and disgusting watching it. And I'm not a big Grindhouse guy, so this didn't really like totally click with me. The opening is incredible. The opening credits, the opening before the credits, really cool. I thought we were in for something good. It's just a really low budget, really strange kind of horror action movie of sorts, but the main villain is like absolutely like heinous, bro. It was hard to really take the movie, like get fully invested, but just how crazy it was. So C tier. I hope to rewatch it and it be better one day. Next up is Witch Hammer. Very cool movie. I'm gonna give that B tier. I think my review on Letterboxd said something like, this is the average pastor change experience in a nutshell, and I stand by that. I think that is actually a really funny way to describe this movie. It just shows how easily religious organizations are corrupted and taken advantage of by just smart people who are smarter than all these idiots who run these places and do awful things. And it's really, really fricked up. It is very, very fricked up. You can't watch this movie and think to yourself, wow, the church like is perfectly spotless. It is not perfectly spotless, guys. Next up is Dark Angel: The Ascent. Oh man, that's A tier, boy. We're going A tier. That is an awesome movie. It blew me away when I watched Dark Angel. It was just so cool and interesting. And it's a full moon picture. That's the people, you know, Charles Band did like Evil Bong and Ginger Dead Man and crap like that. And I thought it was awesome. It's about a demon coming up into our world. And it's kind of a fish out of water, Little Mermaid-esque story. I just thought it was extremely charming. The acting performances were surprisingly solid. And I just found it to be an interesting movie. Kind of thought-provoking. It's not like the craziest thing in the world, but I actually liked it and thought it was pretty good. So, A tier. Next up is The Flowers of St. Francis. This is a Criterion Pick movie I watched, and I liked it. I thought it was really good. It is, so for so many of these movies that I watch that are about like critiquing religious organizations and the church and stuff, this is an example of one of those that actually does the opposite and is kind of in defense of what real faith is. And I really appreciate that. I really liked it. So that's going to go in the B tier for me. It was a very wholesome, sweet movie, kind of just about these Christians just hanging out in the fields and just living life together. And I think it's a better portrait of what Christianity should be. And it's very much not today. Next up is V. This is a movie that I watched based on a Cobwebs channel recommendation. I expected to like it more than I did. It's going to go in C tier. The premise and everything like that and in the final 10 minutes is absolutely rock solid. It's just the fact that it's only the final 10 minutes that really get good. You know what I'm saying? It just took too long. And that's a huge pet peeve of mine when a movie doesn't really capitalize on the premise you read going in until like the final act or the final 10 minutes or something stupid like that. It's just really annoying to me. And V was a huge culprit of that. So V is going to go in the C tier. Next up is The Pilgrim, a Charlie Chaplin film. It was fine. I'm not a diehard Charlie Chaplin fan. Oh wow! I'm not a diehard Charlie Chaplin fan. Gabriel's gonna kill me for that, but I like some of his stuff. He's made a few movies that I think are really awesome, but I'm just not a huge diehard fan of his. And Pilgrim's fine. Likewise, same thing with Sunnyside. Just I don't know. They kind of put me to sleep because I just find them to be very boring. But the music is like God tier, so it just like makes me go to sleep. Next up is The Fireman. This one, out of the Charlie Chaplin movies that got bundled together here for whatever reason, was a little bit better. I'm going to go B tier. There's a crazy stunt at the end of The Fireman that actually was very cool and lifted the movie up quite a bit for me personally. So, I don't know, I kind of liked it. Next up is The Leech Woman. This is a contender possibly for most surprising movie of the year when we get to the Engage movie Oscars this year. Surprised me. It's only a B tier, but the reason why it's surprising is because most of these 50s B movies are like not good. They're like C, D tier. Leech Woman surprised me because it was surprisingly good and interesting. Kind of had a slasher energy going on in the movie, which is kind of cool. I don't know, just genuinely surprised me, and I think Leech Woman's actually not that bad. It's kind of good. Next up is Jigoku. This is another Criterion movie I watched, and it's all about a descent into hell. I thought it was okay. I thought it was fine. Again, kind of one of those situations where it doesn't really capitalize on the premise until the final act. Final act was cool though, but it's okay. Next up is Where's the Friend's House? Another movie that shocked me. Holy cow. How did I not like this? I put it in the C tier. I just did not love this movie like I thought I should. It sounded like something I should like, but I just didn't like it. Next up is Camp Heck. This is a movie that I like. Now that's crazy, because if you go looking at reviews for this movie, it is pretty low. It's not very well received. But between the summer camp aspect and also splicing in some like religious summer camp experiences, I kind of like that side of the movie, and that's most of it. So for me, I don't know, I got a lot out of this. Jesse Eisenberg also shows up in this for whatever the freaking reason that was all about. I don't know why. And then it just decides to go into really horror, strange kind of direction that just didn't really almost seem to fit. I kind of wish this was just a drama, because this seems like a personal movie for the director, and I feel like if they just went for like more of a drama approach, it maybe would have landed better. But I thought it was good. I liked it. Day Trippers. Oh, dude. The director of this directed something else on this list I can't wait to get to. But Day Trippers is actually really awesome. I'm going to give that A tier. Just a really awesome story about just this girl who thinks that her husband is cheating on her, and the whole family goes on this trip to confront him, and just really asks a lot of questions about relationships and what it means to be a family, what it means to date and marry someone. I just thought it was really cool, and it was just a funny movie about these, you know, family members going on all these hijinks and meeting all these people. It kind of is one of those movies that, like, you know, enforces that it's good to get out of the house sometimes. God's Angry Man. This is a Werner Herzog documentary. I'm going to give that a B tier. It was just very interesting to see a guy like this that almost always I hate on. You know, people like these megachurch televangelists type of guys. I don't like. It's like one of my least favorite human beings on the planet. Like if I could put them in boxes, don't like this category right here. That's an F tier person. You know what I'm saying? But this was a cool, interesting doc, because you got the image that this guy actually legit does care about people and legit wants to do the right thing, but it's just the way he goes about it that's still very questionable. But it was just an honest portrait of a very lonely guy who's just really loud and obnoxious. So yeah. The Watermelon Woman. I respect this movie more than I enjoy. I want to make that clear, but that's going to go in a C tier for me. I just wasn't big into it. I literally only watched this because it is the only other thing that Douglas McKeown was ever in the credits for. And I think it's for a book he wrote, because I thought I heard Douglas McKeown's name being mentioned in this movie when they're talking about a book. So I don't really know. In case any of y'all like missed that part, that's the Deadly Spawn guy. Currently the only movie in S tier, you know, so it was a big enough reason for me to check it out. But I don't know, it just doesn't really hit on my wavelength. I figured it wouldn't if you read what this movie is about. It's really just kind of slice of life, but it's also documentary. I don't know. It was cool. It was interesting, but I respect it more than I enjoy it. Next up is Only Angels Have Wings. So I believe it was this year that I met John Carpenter. Like actually met him in person. I made a video kind of talking about that on the channel, among other things. So you have to go find that. But Only Angels Have Wings is, when I met him, he said this was like his favorite movie. He says Vertigo he thinks is the greatest movie of all time, but he kind of made it sound like this was his favorite. So I was like, I gotta check that out. Oh, disappointing. That's C tier. Man, it was a disappointment, because the opening was great. The opening, like 30 minutes or so, where you have the girl and the two guys talking together, just being really charming performances. I was ready to love this movie, legitimately. I thought it was going to be amazing. But then quickly the movie kind of sidelines the two guy characters, which I thought they were going to do a cool like love triangle thing. They don't do that, and then they bring in like the captain character and then put him with the girl, and that's most of the movie. And I just don't like that as much, because they're not as fun to watch together. They just weren't as charming together. It was kind of mid. The longer it went on, the worse it got. Next up is The Land Unknown. First entry into D tier. It's just kind of a nothing movie from the 50s B movie. The only thing I remember this for is that it has a really funny looking T-Rex and a really funny looking like plesiosaur in the movie. And that's really about it. It's what you think it is. Just don't look at the cover. Cover's kind of cool, actually. Next up is Missile to the Moon. So another thing I worked on this year was I was trying to watch every Spider movie in existence. I have not done that yet. I got a little burnt out, but we're going to be talking about a lot of Spider cinema in this list, and this is one of them, Missile to the Moon. It's C tier. Unfortunately, that's where most of these Spider movies are going to go. It was fine. I mean, for a 50s B movie and for Spider Sundays, it was maybe a little bit better than some of the other ones, but the Spider's barely in it. You mostly have like these weird like alien guys and like stone alien creatures, and I don't know. The Spider is really cool, but it's just kind of a movie I'm not really looking forward to ever going back to, I think. The Newton Boys. This was another all four roulette pick. This was actually my pick. I was trying to get my brothers into Richard Linklater, and this was not the right way to do it. I was a little more forgiving though, so I'm gonna go B tier. The rest of my brothers put this in C tier. I get why. Objectively, the canon score for this movie would probably be 2.5 out of 5, but for me, I kind of liked it. I like the cast. I like Linklater's chill out style, and maybe me just being a fan kind of lightened the blow a little bit. Next up is In the Spider's Web. Oh boy, D tier. That is actually so far the worst Spider Sundays movie I have seen so far, and it has Lance Henriksen in it. Yay! That man has been in some crap. He's been in some great stuff, but he's been in some crap, and we're not even done talking about the crap yet. Just a bad movie. It really desperately needed a giant spider. Otherwise, it's just a very boring, just nothing movie. Really nothing. I don't remember frick about it. It's a bad CGI. Next up is Gokey Body Snatchers from Hell. That's another D tier. Gabriel showed me this movie. It was just like really bad, dog. Like it was like kind of cringe. Like there's some bad acting. There's a girl that talks about how her husband died in Vietnam, but like, and I'm smiling. That sounds really like I seem like a total turd right now, but I'm saying that like the way she says it like 10 times in the movie, and the way she says it's so funny, and she just like always brings it up for no reason. It's just bad. Like it was kind of funny, but a lot of it's just very repetitive. Going in the plane, out of the plane, survive. It's just a certain alien survival movie. I don't know. I don't like it. Come for Us Strangers. Man, so many bad movies in a row. I thought that was awful. That movie was like so bad. It's a Paul Schrader movie. Y'all know I'm a Paul Schrader guy. Come for Us Strangers was really bad. It was really just like such a nothing movie. And most of the reviews on Letterboxd talk about how Venice looks pretty. That's not enough to make a movie good, guys. Like it's such a long movie. And yes, Venice looks nice and it's a nice setting, but it's just so boring, man. I hated it. I just hated watching it. Ah, man, not quite F tier. Admittedly, I don't really hate it. It's just an awful movie. And I'm shocked that Criterion picked this movie up and not like literally any other Paul Schrader movie just about that he's ever made. I can name like a multiple, like Blue Collar, Hardcore, First Reformed, that are better picks than this one. Even freaking Card Counter. Freaking Card Counter, guys. Anyways, next up is Tetsuo the Iron Man. This is a movie I watched this year. It's a B tier. I liked it. I really have nothing else to say. Spiders 2. That's B tier, y'all. Almost A tier, I'll be honest. I know it's a shocker, but Spiders 2, guys, it's kind of sauce, I'm not gonna lie. Now, Spiders 1 is right next to it, so we'll talk about that. And actually, let's start with that since we're here. Spiders 1 and Spiders 2 are in B tier. Here's what happened. I was getting burnt out watching Spider Sundays movies, and then I popped on Spiders 1. And I was like, oh, whatever, you know. And then that moment happens when the spider like freaking comes out of the dude's mouth. Like, and it's a practical spider and it crawls out and there's blood. I was like, what? I was just like, is this movie good? And then it just kept good. It was just good. It just kept being good and cool. And yes, there's some really bad CGI spider effects in this, but honestly, it's one of those situations where I actually kind of like it. Like, it looks bad, but I actually really like the way it looks. And that's weird. Like, I know that I'm a freaking weirdo for saying that, but I literally liked it. I like the CGI spider in it, but it's just got cool effects, cool moments. It's got this sci-fi weird lore for spiders. I like this movie, guys. Like, it is arguably A tier. And honestly, the longer we do this list, I might have to come back and put him in A tier. And Spiders 2 is no different. I like them pretty similarly. I give them both 3.5s. Spiders 2, though. Overall, Spiders 1's probably better. But Spiders 2 has one of the creepiest and coolest scenes that sticks in my mind to this day in any horror movie. And I know that sounds freaking crazy. Yo, I think I'm freaking making this up. Spiders 2. You heard it here first. It has an insanely creepy moment where a dude's strapped to a chair and they open up and he's all in there and they open up this chamber, but it's dark and you just see this giant spider in there. It's practical and it just like crawls out towards him. Freaky. That freaked me up. I'm gonna be honest, it's really creepy. It's so cool though. I might be misremembering and thinking that this sounds insane, but I literally thought I had a dream about that scene before watching the movie. I think it was because I saw the trailer for it after seeing Spiders 1. This movie blew me away. Legitimately. It might be a 4. It really might be a 4. It might be A tier. We'll come back to it. Giant spider invasion. Originally I gave it F tier, but the more I thought about it, I put it up into D because I do think there's some interesting things going on in this movie about God's judgment. And he's like the sort of idea that they toy with in the church characters is that maybe God sent the spider to punish evil people. Because the characters of this movie, nearly all of them, except some scientist characters, are kind of unlikable. Like, there's a really unlikable protagonist that this movie focuses on. Like, this kind of hillbilly family, and they're kind of like really, the dad is like abusive and terrible and crap. And that was really a put off for me, but then I kind of thought about it. I was like, well, it's kind of interesting. It's almost like, you know, God sending judgment in a way. I don't know. It was a little bit of sauce. This could be better on rewatch. I will say that. Slam Dunk Ernest. Man, we're getting so many bad movies back to back. I thought that was pretty bad. It was just, I'm a big Ernest guy. Ernest Goes to Camp and Ernest Scared Stupid I rewatched this year, and those movies hold the frick up. They are both, if I were to rank them, they'd be an A tier, both of them. They're so good. Ernest Slam Dunk, dude, just made Ernest kind of unlikable. I didn't really enjoy his personality in this. I just didn't like this movie. 3 centimeters per second or 5, I don't know what the frick it is. It's some centimeters per second. It was good. Very forgettable though. So actually I'm going to put it in C tier because I really don't care a frick about this movie. I thought I liked it, but you see what happened. I put it in C tier. So next up is Priest. That's going A tier. I know that sounds crazy. That sounds insane to a lot of you, but Priest legit was like, that was hype. I mean, it's a short movie. It's not very long. It's based on a comic book. I just think there's some really good central drama here in lines. Brad Dourif shows up in it. The only thing I was not big on is I think the ending feels very rushed, which they were trying to make a sequel, and I'm really bummed that we never got that. I think we should have. This movie's actually not that bad. It's a cool vampire action flick. Sci-fi. I liked it. We need more movies like Priest. Killer Tomatoes Strike Back. Was not big on that one. That's a C tier. I think we'll be talking about the rest of the Killer Tomatoes this year. I watched those. I don't know if we talked about those last year or not, but I watched the third one, and I don't know, it's just diminishing returns. Every sequel gets a little bit worse, in my opinion. I like the first two. I actually think they're kind of funny. They're kind of fun movies. The third one, though, it was fine. The only like notable thing about this is that the tomatoes have faces. I kind of like that. Next up is More. This is one of the short films I had to include. That's going to A tier. That's probably the best short film I've ever seen in my life. It is very thought-provoking and interesting in the stop motion. The effects, very good. Very good short film. Pumpkinhead 2. I do think we talked about Pumpkinhead last year. This is the only one I missed, and I finally got to it. That is going to go in the B tier. All I'm going to say is that Pumpkinhead 2, I think, is a good movie, and currently, if you ask me what's my favorite Pumpkinhead movie, I would say 2, but I do think that the lore for Pumpkinhead as a character is at its worst in this movie, because they rewrite it to be him be more of a sympathetic protagonist, and they explain his backstory. I don't really like any of that stuff as much, but I just think it's a overall more enjoyable movie, even if it's still kind of, you know, low budget and crap, but yeah, I liked it. Next up is The Human Condition Part 3. Starting off with Part 3. This is a crazy thing that I did this year. I watched all 3 of these. It's like 9.5 hours total. And they're definitely must-watches. I can at least say that. Part 3 is going in the A tier. That was an awesome movie. It was very, very incredible. Kaji is just such a strong central protagonist to be your protagonist of a movie. And so he carries all 3 of these. He really does. And this movie kind of brought back some more of that philosophical social questions, you know, that I really liked about the first one, and it just has an ending that'll definitely stick with you. So it's a powerful movie. There's just so much going on. Really beautiful cinematography. So yeah, that's an awesome one. The Deadly Mantis. This was like the second movie I watched this year. It's going C tier. Remember what I said about 50s B movies? It's one of them. It's fine. It's just a big mantis. Cool moments, but not all that memorable. Human Condition Part 2. Part 2. It was good. It was good. I wasn't as big on this one. I just felt like the first half wasn't as interesting as the second half. You know, they're focusing on Kaji sort of being the one taking the orders and sort of the oppressed instead of the oppressor. And, you know, you get less of Yumiko, I think was her name. And she was great, and I really liked her in the first one. So, I don't know. It was a good movie. It's a good war movie, kind of setting up for the war. The war at the end is extremely, like, lackluster, in my opinion. Just being honest. It's just very underwhelming. They do more with that in 3, I would say. But 2, it's just, like, it's all this, like, training just to lead up to a pretty wimpy battle. And, but it's still a good movie. So the I don't know if I can say it on YouTube, but like the scene where the guy like, you know, that was really crazy. That was brutal. Yeah, that was insane. Next up is Indian Summer. Huge letdown. That's C tier. I expected a lot more from that movie. It has Bill Paxton in it. And Sam Raimi, and it really was not that good. It was just okay. I feel like the movie, it felt like a sequel to a movie that doesn't exist. And I hate when that happens, but it feels like we should have got a movie about these characters as kids, and then we got this one when they're adults. It just felt like there was a lot of the story missing to really like have that emotional punch. Next up is Millennium Actress. I watched some of this guy. What the frick is this guy? I don't even remember this guy's name, but the director directed Paprika and Millennium Actress. I'm going to remember his name here in a minute, but he was good in this. He did a good job. I'm gonna go B tier. I liked it. I didn't love it. I saw it enter the top 250, and that's what put it on my radar. Checked it out because the premise sounded cool. Everything about this movie is very awesome and very experimental, except one thing that really brings it down for me is I think the central romance drama, which is like the core of the story, is laughably bad. Literally, this guy like steals a painting, he's running down the street, runs into the main girl, she hides him in the woods, they talk for 5 minutes, he goes about his merry way, and she spends the rest of her life wanting to find that guy. Huh. I was like, man, they really fell in love fast back then, but golly. So yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good, but man, it could have been so much more. Human Condition Part 1, here it is. That's also going in the A tier. Part 1 and 3, as you can tell now, Part 1 and 3 were my preferred movies. I like those ones more. Part 1, I think, is the best in the franchise, the best in this series. And honestly, you could probably just watch Part 1 and leave it at that. Yes, there's definitely more story to be told, but I think what Part 2 and 3 does is very different from Part 1, and I like Part 1 the most. It's the most sort of social, you know, philosophically demanding on your mind, and I like that about it. It was very interesting, and Kaji's just such a likable protagonist. The only thing that I didn't like about this is it spends about 40 minutes in the middle of the movie where Kaji's not even in it. Don't do that. Don't do that again. The Devil Probably. This is a Robert Bresson film. This is my first Robert Bresson film, and I did not love it. That's a C tier. I don't remember frick about it. It was really slow and kind of boring, but kind of at moments interesting. I think the ending was actually really good too. Intruder. That is good. That was a surprising movie. We just pulled up on Shudder one night and watched it. I think it has Sam Raimi in it. I don't think it was directed by Sam Raimi, but I remember this movie really well for just being a good time, but also because at the end they literally play the SpongeBob soundtrack where it's like da na da na na. We started dying laughing because they played SpongeBob soundtrack in this movie. I think it came out before SpongeBob, so really SpongeBob ripped it off, but it just got us to laugh because it sounded like it. Next up is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Dude, finally another S tier. That's an all-timer for me. Arguably one of the best horror movies of all time. I wouldn't even bat an eye if you said it was the best horror movie of all time. Currently, it's not my favorite, personally, but it is up there. It's like easily top 10, probably top 5. It's that good. Just deeply disturbing and psychological on so many levels. And you feel like you need to like go to sleep, take a nap after watching it. I always just like, whenever I finish it, I just walk outside and just stare at the sunset. Like, it does a lot to a man. Kingdom of the Spiders. This was a very anticipated movie for a few reasons in our Spider Sundays, but it's also the movie where they kill a lot of tarantulas on screen in real life, and I didn't like that. So that's C tier. That made me a little bit mad, bro. I don't remember frick about this movie other than that, pretty much, because they just run them over and they're just squishing, and I'm like, bro, you can't do that to my spiders. They need to get paid too. Anyways, Ghoulies 2. I watched this not that long ago because I watched the first one, didn't really like it, but I coped myself into believing Ghoulies 2 could be good. It was fine. Most of the movie is pretty good. It does have the one guy, I forgot his name, Royal Dano. Royal Dano. He's in Kilograms from Outer Space. He's the old man in the opening. He was in this in a lot in this movie, and the actors were really great. Performances were good. The biggest thing was just that the ghoulies are so generic. They're just gremlins at this point, and I really didn't like that. I thought it was very boring that they just kind of made them gremlins. They make the same sounds. They're goofy. I don't know. I just thought we could have done a lot more with this. The big ghoulie at the end, though, was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. Next up was Chopping Mall. Again, I expected so much more. That's a C tier for me. It was fine. It's just a fine, like, robot slasher in a mall. Cool setting, but this is really kind of a nothing movie for me. Basket Case. Okay. That's a B tier. I like Basket Case. Surprised me. Legit surprised me. This has more in common with like modern A24 horror than like 80s creature features and stuff. It really does. Like the way this movie ends, the note it ends on is like, I didn't know this was A24, guys. Like, and then everyone watching this video is not seeing it as like, Basket Case? Yeah. A24 horror, Basket Case did it first. Anyways, He Who Gets Slapped. I had this at B tier for most of the year. It was another roulette pick. Gabriel picked this one because he was trying to get Gavin to watch more old movies. I'm going down C tier though. It's okay. It's fine, but it's just not something I think I overall want to rewatch anytime soon. Maybe if not ever. So that's why it's got to go in C tier. But it was cool. Some of the visuals were really cool and surprising for the time it came out in. Lake Mungo surprised me. Holy cow. That's A tier. That movie is very unsettling and creepy. It does the mockumentary style very well. And it's so ambiguous by the end, but it's just enough terrifying to stick with you and be like, that was like deeply disturbing. So Lake Mungo's up there for me. I like that one. Next up is Jack Frost. Surprise, surprise. That's a B tier. Unlike Ghoulies, I had seen this movie in a Watch Mojo video when I was a kid and wanted to watch it, and I couldn't watch it for years and years till this year I finally got around to it. And like I said, unlike Ghoulies, I actually like Jack Frost. I thought it was actually kind of cool. I was entertained. I thought the effects were cool. Some of the kills are nice. The gore's cool. I think Frosty's the diddler though, so watch at your own peril. Next up is Home Movie, another Shudder movie. I had really bad luck with Shudder this year. That's going in the C tier. I think the premise is really good. It's like this pastor and the psychologist, husband and wife, trying to figure out what's wrong with their kids, and the way they explore the different avenues they sort of diagnose the kids is very interesting. But the movie just ends very generically and it's very retarded and just stupid. And it also just didn't need to be a found footage movie. I feel like that really holds this one back. But the premise really could have been something special. Next up is Class of Nukem High. It's another trauma movie. I got into trauma quite a bit this year. That's going to go in the B tier. I thought that one was good. It was a good time. It was cool. I probably wouldn't choose this over Toxic Avenger, which we'll talk about. But I liked it. The effects are, like always, bro, trauma effects are just insane and wacky. They go for it. Like, if they have an idea, they do it. And I have to respect that. Class of Nukem High is quite awesome. Quite cool. Quite good. Don't get me wrong. It's not A tier, but anyways. Mishima, Life in 4 Chapters. This is a darling. This is a Engage Movie Award darling. This is going to go in the A tier. Genuinely don't know how they pulled off some of these set designs, and the effects that they go for in this movie does not even compute with my brain. It is a fantastic movie. It is the best Paul Schrader movie he ever made. Not my favorite, but it is his best. I probably like First Reformed and Hardcore a little bit more than this, but this is incredible. Blew my mind. I don't know how they did these effects in this movie. And it's just it is the coolest biopic you will ever watch in your life. It is literally about this guy who really was alive. He's a real guy. And part of the movie focuses on him, his past, his present, what he does, because he does something kind of crazy. But then also the third segment is dedicated to his actual plays brought to life in the film. And that you sort of get to know the artist through his art that you're watching in this movie. So it's really cool. Awesome movie. Almost S tier. Almost a 5-star for me, but I gotta rewatch it. But that's an awesome movie. Next up is Come and See. Whoa. I don't know if this will age as well because I've contemplated dropping it, but I'm gonna put that in S tier. I think that's the greatest movie of all time. Letterboxd has a top 250 list of the greatest movies ever, and this dropped to number 4. Human Condition Part 3 beat it, and I was like, okay, frick that. I'm watching Human. That's what got me to watch Human Condition, because I wanted to like cast my vote and stuff. Human Condition is great, obviously, we talked about that, but Come and See, I think, deserves the number 1 spot over 12 Angry Men, over Shawshank, over Harakiri. I think Come and See is the greatest movie ever made. Is it my favorite? No, but I do think it is that good. I do think it deserves that title. One of the most disturbing movies of all time. It's a horror movie, in my opinion. It may not be categorized as that, but it really is. Terrifying, overwhelming, and somehow beautiful at the same time. It is shocking. Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. I got around to that this year, and it was okay. It was okay, guys. It was not that good. It was fine. I mean, people have talked about this movie to death. It's really just the fact that, like, they do this whole, like, oh, is he a good guy? Was he, like, framed? And then it kind of goes into, no, he's a diddler, guys. So, kind of lame. Piranha, surprised. Really surprised I liked that. That's a B tier. Piranha was good. It was good. It had cool effects, and it was just a surprisingly fun movie. I wish it went harder than it does sometimes, but it was good. And I was like, Piranha's good, guys. Like, that's all I have to say. Mesa of Lost Women, dude. This was when I was really struggling with Spider Sundays. It's another C tier. Just did not resonate with me at all. It's another 50s B-movie, spider movie, and it was not the good one. It's not Tarantula. Cabin in the Woods. This movie was, like, good. It was okay. I was like, all right, this is, like, kind of neat what they're doing with the stuff, like the meta humor and stuff. That ending brought it up to an A tier. That was insane. And I got into Hellraiser this year, which y'all know because I did a ranking on this channel. They did a huge, massive Hellraiser reference in this movie. And it was just the right place, right time for me, because I just got into those. So, Cabin in the Woods. Most of the movie is like a 3-star, but then it shoots up, dog. That ending is so cool. Oh, Legion sucked. That's a D tier. I could write an entire essay on why this movie doesn't work and why it's bad. It's just a mess. The premise is cool, and that's why I watched it. But it's just like, it tries to copy T2. Frick no. We don't allow that in this household. Literally, like, it opens with a monologue, ends with the same monologue, and the girl's wearing a bandana and driving down the freaking desert. Like, that's all you need to know. Don't even watch this fricker. It's a war with angels and demons. This angel comes down because he doesn't agree with what God's doing about judgment and all this freaking crap, and then it's just zombies. I don't like it. It's really bad. The Beast of Yucca Flats. This is kind of notorious for being a really bad movie. I didn't think it was that bad, though. I actually am going to go C tier. I think the premise would be a really good low-budget, like, student film if it was remade or something. Just not that bad. It's really just about a dude getting, like, radioactive and turning evil. Every single line in the movie is ADR. It's dubbed over. But they shoot the characters really far away, so I don't know. It didn't really bother me. Like, it's not good, but, like, it was short. It's like an hour long, and I don't know. I thought there was something to it. Project A got into a lot of Jackie Chan this year because of Gabriel, and that's going in the B tier. I liked it. There's some insane stunts in this movie, but I just think it's stretched too thin, and it takes too long to get to the actual premise of Jackie Chan versus pirates. When we get to that, it's pretty hype. But I just feel like this movie could have ended like 20 minutes earlier, and it just kind of dilly-dallies for too much of the runtime. That's a critique I have for most of Jackie Chan's movies, is that everything about them is, like, amazing. His writing's not that good, though. I think his writing, it leaves a lot to be desired, so. funny that I mentioned that because Fearless Hyena is next. That's an A tier movie. That's also from Jackie Chan, and this is a situation where Jackie Chan, his writing is actually not that bad, and this was his first movie. This is his first directed movie, and it's also, in my opinion, the best drama he's ever written. It's not super deep. It's not going to change your life, but it's simple. It's a simple revenge story, but it just kind of works, and you just kind of are invested in the characters and seeing what happens. Also, the scene with the dumplings that Kung Fu Panda does, it comes straight out of this movie. So, I mean, that's A tier right there. Just an awesome movie, extremely funny. I was laughing a ton at this movie. Don't count this one out. Fearless Hyena is awesome. That is an awesome movie. Half a Loaf of Kung Fu is next up, and that fricker is not. That is D tier. This was during the era where they were trying to make Jackie Chan the next Bruce Lee. This was not the way to do it. They make Jackie Chan so unlikable and so, like, dumb. Like, he doesn't know Kung Fu, and he's really, like, kind of borderline evil, like the antagonist. I hated him for most of the movie, which is a sin in and of itself, because Jackie Chan's the man. But the final battle did a lot to help. And there's one part where he rips off a dude's wig and uses it as a weapon. That was hilarious. I just wish that scene was in a better movie. Half a Loaf of Kung Fu, pretty bad. Next up is Forever of Mine. Everything I said about Comfort of Strangers applies to this fricker. That is another bad Paul Schrader movie, shockingly. I just don't like Paul Schrader's erotic films. The only one I like is Hardcore. That's like one of my favorite movies from him. One of my favorite movies of all time, even. Comfort of Strangers and Forever of Mine are just really bad. It's a very long movie. It has the most melodramatic, to like a degree that is annoying, I've ever seen in a movie ever. I don't care one bit. It's really underdeveloped as far as like the wife cheating on her husband for this dude. I think there's some visuals that are cool in that way. I think it's a little better than Comfort of Strangers. But this is just so what the frick ever, dude. What were you doing, Paul? Come on, Paul. Alright. Next up is Adam Resurrected, another Paul Schrader movie. That's going to go in the C tier. I think Jeff Goldblum carries a lot of this movie on his shoulders, just portraying a very disturbed individual. And I think in terms of that was very cool. I just think nothing else really grabbed me besides his performance. And, you know, there's just some very interesting sort of like Holocaust survivor explorations in this movie. I just think it just could have been so much more. It just left me wanting. Ghoulies. Oh wait, Ghoulies was this year. That's crazy. I thought that was last year. Everything I was just saying. Ghoulies it's kind of mid. I'm gonna go C tier. It was D for a lot of this year, but honestly, I think I'd rather rewatch this fricker than a lot of the other ones. I think it's not really just a Gremlins knockoff at this point because it was made at the same time as Gremlins, so not that bad. Next up is Land of the Lost. It took me so long. That's a B tier. It took me so long to watch that. Like 17, 18 years. Because when I was a kid, we went to our video store that we actually, that used to be a thing. And we went there all the time. I remember seeing Land of the Lost after watching Jurassic Park, which was like my favorite movie of all time for like a decade plus. And I wanted to watch it and I wasn't allowed to. Because I wanted to watch it because it had T-Rex on the front. But I couldn't. Because Mom said the movie was for adults, and it's not really, but it is just like a really crass, or just a crass comedy, and it was just a dream come true to watch this movie. But it was okay. It was good. Next up is Ricky-O, the story of Ricky. Just rewatched this for the second time. That is A tier. That is also going to be in the end of the year awards for sure, for at least one or maybe even two things. Who knows? But just the coolest effects ever. Like just some of the coolest effects. It's an action-packed thrill ride. I think the fights could be a little better than they are in the movie. It's not the greatest martial arts action I've ever seen. The choreography it's non-existent. It's really just Ricky-O just punches someone and then like their head flies off or their eyeball comes out. It's just really cool. It's basically if Trauma made they had like a Japanese division and they made a movie. That's what this feels like, and it is a masterpiece. It is the Citizen Kane of campy like B movies, in my opinion. Next up is Hellraiser Deader. Dude, frick that movie. That's F tier. First F tier of the day, of the year, and that crap sucked, dude. I hate Deader, bro. And there's another one here we're gonna talk about. But that movie just sucked. Just nothing to it. I was so sick of Hellraiser at this point. Such a letdown. This franchise could have been so much more than it was. And I kind of almost regret watching these. Yeah, frick that movie. Next up is Ice Spiders. It's what you think it is. It is not very good. Next up is Poultrygeist. I double featured this with Night of the Living Dead, and the subtitle of Poultrygeist is Night of the Chicken Dead. That's a good movie. To be honest, it's one of those movies that is like stuck with me a weird amount. Like I've thought about that movie like a lot. Like that's top 10 like movies of my year as far as like how much they're like I want to remember them for this year. Poultrygeist surprised me. It's a mess, and it is a trauma mess, and like that's what trauma is, and that's what we enjoy about them, right? But it's like it's a musical. It's critiquing like fast food companies. It's got some really good practical effects and an awesome creature at the end. But and Lloyd Kaufman dances in a skirt. Like it's good. It's good, guys. It's really good. Yeah. Anyways, Black Christmas. I'm not as big on this as many others are, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie. It's very creepy. I think Billy is a very creepy slasher character. The vibes and the tone of this are very cool, but I'm not into this movie like most people. Oh, frick. Ginger Dead Man 2. If y'all remember, I don't think this was this year, but I liked the first one. I did not like that fricker. Ginger Dead Man 2. I think there's some campy dumb fun to have with the original. There's a couple lines that get me to laugh a lot, but Ginger Dead Man 2, what the frick were you thinking? What the frick? Dude, they literally go like the Scream meta route on their first sequel. The effects are a downgrade. Characters, there's nothing. Didn't like it. It's pretty awful. I really disliked that movie. It was really bad. And Charles Band can do better. He can do better, guys. Yeah, that's poop. Next up is My Blue Heaven, a movie that Gunnar showed me. He said it was like a comfort watch, so it's kind of underappreciated. I thought it was kind of mid, to be honest. It's one of the most empty movies I've ever seen. It just has nothing to say, nothing really going on. It's not that funny or entertaining. Eric Manis uses his normal voice, and honestly, that was pretty interesting. That was pretty weird. Carnival of Souls, I liked it. It was very interesting. A very interesting low-budget movie that I think this was the only movie this director ever worked on. I didn't watch it in the best scenario possible. I think I have like a really bad quality DVD of this that I watched. But just very interesting. Very interesting. Kind of inspiring in a way. Just what they were able to pull off with such a low budget and low production. So, very cool. Angel's Egg. This was a gift from Gunnar for Christmas last year that I watched like in January or something. That's A tier. Awesome movie. Visually very interesting. I feel like there's a lot to this one. I've yet to rewatch it. I need to. Because it's pretty short, but it's just very philosophical. And I kind of dig that. Y'all know me. I kind of dig that. Angel's Egg, pretty awesome. Very underappreciated. And most people don't even know this very underground film, I would say. Next up is Encounters of the Spooky Kind. This is a Sammo Hung Cambo film. I did not like that either. That was kind of C tier, kind of mid. It was going to be D tier. The only reason why it's C tier, though, is because two things. There's a bench battle in this movie that is one of like top 10 action scenes ever put to film. Sammo Hung, like he's kind of a bigger dude, and normally you would not think him to be like extremely flexible and fast. He does things with this bench I did not even think were possible. Like he looks like he's like freaking like cartoon character. That's how crazy it is. And then the final freeze frame of this movie is kind of legendary. It is so funny. We were dying laughing. We literally had to rewind to rewatch the end of this movie, how funny it was. Just the most just nothing movie besides that. I don't care about anything else in this besides this moment. So it was enough to bump it in the C tier because I had some fun. Oh, Dear Zachary, I want to say is what this is called. It's a documentary. That is A tier. Extremely disturbing. Extremely. This is one of the highest rated documentaries on Letterboxd as far as I know. Awesome documentary. Very cool, but very, very sad. Very depressing. Yeah, this one made me mad. This one made me really mad when I watched it. Next up is Return of the Killer Tomatoes. Like I said, we watched those this year. This one was good. It was good. I thought it was funny. It had George Clooney in it. It was very meta in a pretty fun way. There's a part where they literally turn and George Clooney's just sitting there and they refer to him as George Clooney and they talk to the director, John DeBeo, and it was just fun. The only thing I really didn't like about this is that the tomatoes are not even in it. It's really just tomatoes that turn into people, and they're just dudes. Kind of lame. But the returning characters in this are funny. I think Return of Killer Tomatoes is kind of underrated. That's a good movie. Next up is Toxic Avenger, the original. Oh, dude. A tier. That movie's awesome. I was so scared going in this because Gabriel said it was violent as frick. And then when it starts, it literally gives you a warning before you watch the movie. I was scared. I was really scared. This was like the gateway into like violent cinema that I did watch quite a bit of that this year. It's so awesome. It's surprisingly wholesome for what it is, and the tone keeps some of the darker moments from being genuinely kind of disturbing and disgusting. Because they like run over a kid's head in this movie. It's like kind of insane, but I don't know. It's really funny. It's a really funny kind of chill movie. It's like a superhero satire in a way, and I think Toxie is like legit an awesome character, and I loved it. I really did. Toxic Avenger is a big thumbs up for me. Harakiri. Me and Gabe watched the #1 movie in the top 250 this year. That is also an A tier. Very narrowly getting in the A tier. There are some days where I contemplate B, but I just think it's a cool movie that sort of explores the Japanese sort of samurai code of honor, their way of life. And instead of this being like a traditional revenge story, it goes more in the direction of attacking their values and the core of their beliefs. And I think that's pretty cool. Does it ring #1 in the top 250, the best movie of all time? No, I don't think so. I think I'd put Come and See up there before I do that. But From Beyond. Ooh, yeah, that's awesome. This is a movie I didn't have a lot to say when I watched it and wrote about it on Letterboxd, but it is an awesome movie. It's very, very cool. Awesome all-timer effects. And I love the Lovecraftian side of it. It's very hellish and cool in that way. I love the occultness of this movie. Yeah, it's really awesome. I highly recommend From Beyond. It's an underrated classic in my opinion. King of Kong, another documentary I watched this year. It's a 3-star. It was B. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. It was just like the story of the greatest Donkey Kong player of all time, at least at the time, and the dude who was trying to take that title from him, and just has some twists and turns I enjoyed. It's not insane or crazy, but I liked it. Next up is Labyrinth, a movie I wish was a little better for me. I'm going to go B tier. I wish I liked it more than I do. I think the effects are cool. It's very Ghibli-like, but I was left wanting something else from it. I don't know exactly what it was, but it is definitely worth a watch. It's a great movie. Oh my gosh, A Very Merry Muppet Christmas can go for itself. That is a C-tier movie. That is the worst Muppet movie I've ever seen. It is just like, the lighting in it is bad, dude. The lighting's really bad. Gives it a cheap look. It's barely even a Christmas movie. Like, it has some Christmas stuff in it. And there's a few jokes, I will say. There's a few jokes. Very funny. But on the whole, it's long, not interesting, not very Christmassy. And I just felt like this could have been a whole frickin' ton better. So that's a C-tier. Next up is Bad News Bears. I've come around to this movie. I'm going to give it B tier. This is probably my least favorite Richard Linklater movie. Well, actually, I forgot about one more actually that is. But feature films, like a story, fictional film, storylines. This is probably my least favorite. I overall like it though, to be honest. I really like Billy Bob Thornton in this. He was great. I just think the movie sidelines all the kid characters way too much. I wish we had gotten more of them in the movie. Because literally some of them like have like one line in the movie and that's it. And this movie should be about the kids because it's all about their baseball team. But it was good. I overall still kind of like it, but it's kind of it could do a lot better. We can do better. The Walker. For a while this year, this was my least favorite Paul Schrader movie. That's going to go in D tier. I have no vitriol against this thing. It's just not for me. I think Woody Harrelson's great in it. I think some of the plot line is cool, but I'm not a mystery movie guy, and this has a lot of mystery stuff going on, and it's just not for me. But I respect it. I kind of respect it, but I just was really, really bored watching The Walker, so it's not really for me. Next up is Friday 13th, 2009. That is a C tier. I keep on having this feeling that I'm going to like this more on rewatch, but going off of right now, that's how I feel about it. It was fine. Some cool moments, some cool effects, of course. But equally, there's just a lot that I don't really care for, to be honest. And we have a lot of Friday the 13th to come. Cause I watched the whole thing this year. I went through the whole 1 through whatever 29 of these things that we have. So next up is Smiley Face, a very funny comedy. I'm gonna give that A tier. It's really just about this girl being high the entire time and just going on this adventure trying to save her bed. It's so funny. It's a really funny movie. I like Smiley Face a lot. I heard Carson talk about it, and that's what kind of got me to check it out. It's just very, very funny and charming. And I've never been high before, but this movie is like, I'm pretty sure it's what it would be like, so it's pretty funny. Critters 3 could have been so much better. That's D tier. Man, like you would think a movie with more critters on screen in a city would be so good, but it's just kind of bad. Like this surprises me that I put it so low. Like I feel like I shouldn't even put it this low, but yeah, it's just not very good. Dominion, a prequel to The Exorcist. This is a very notoriously hated movie. I thought it was kind of awesome. I'm gonna give it A tier. I know it's crazy. I have not seen the original Exorcist yet. I've seen only this. I went into it as a Paul Schrader fan, and specifically a Paul Schrader fan of his religious dramas. And this neatly fits into that category for me. Is it as good as some of his others, like Hardcore and First Reformed? No, but it was still very interesting. I like the way they portray the demon in this. I thought it was kind of cool, a little bit more original than some other stuff I've seen. I thought the exploration of faith and guilt, like religious guilt, was really interesting as well. So there's a lot to this thing that I think a lot of people kind of overlook because they're fans of the original and they just think this is a really bad prequel. Next up is Hellraiser Hellworld. Oh my gosh. I hate these things, bruh. It's bad. Not quite F tier. I don't hate it as much as some of the other Hellraiser movies. But it's really bad. Henry Cavill's in it. Lance Henriksen's in it. Told you we were going to have some more crap with him in it. After watching Hellraiser 2, I was so excited to see how they were going to build upon the Hell world. How are we going to explore this in the sequels? Because there's like 11 of these things, so we're obviously going to go back. This movie's called Hell World. Looks like some weird like technology thing, like it's a video game or something, code. The amount of disappointment I found when the movie has nothing to do with that is palpable. This movie sucks, and I'm really upset at it for that. It also makes Pinhead a slasher, and I think it's stupid. He's not a slasher. Next up is Hellraiser Inferno. I actually am forgiving on this. I'm going to go B tier. Inferno, I think, this is directed by Scott Derrickson. The guy did Black Phone 1 and 2 and Sinister as well. It has the Scott Derrickson magic. I do think that this movie was a really smart way to make a Hellraiser on a budget. Like, I get it. You know, if they had diminishing returns, they had to go a little bit lower with the budget. Okay. At least, hopefully, it'd be a one and done. Unfortunately, it wasn't, because every movie after this just wanted to be this. But on the first go-around, I actually think this was onto something. It was kind of cool. It was a really interesting movie with a kind of unlikable protagonist. And it ends in a very interesting way. And I just really think... I mean, is it my favorite Hellraiser? No, but I do think it is a Hellraiser that's done kind of cleverly, honestly. I think it was a smart way to reinvent the franchise with a lower budget. And it kind of works in that fits. You know, it kind of fits and works. So, I liked it. Santa Slay. Bill Goldberg, dude. That's A tier. Bill Goldberg gives one of my favorite performances of the year in this movie. Is a camp all-timer for me. So funny. He's so hilarious. Has so many good lines in this movie. I actually enjoyed this. This is like, right now, probably my favorite Christmas movie because I just had so much fun with it, and I'm not a big Christmas movie guy, but I like this one. Me and Orson Welles, I went through a lot of Linklater's filmography. I'm only missing one, and I need to freaking watch it so I can make that list. But Me and Orson Welles, great movie. I don't like Orson Welles very much. He seems like he was kind of a jerk, but this was a good movie. It was good. It was great. Zac Efron's great, and he's just like trying to follow his dreams. What's not to like? White Chicks. I forgot this was this year, man. White Chicks was kind of awesome. That's A tier. So funny, so charming. I love the effects of the Wayans brothers turning into white women. It's just so funny. It's such a dumb movie, but it's so funny, and I had a blast with it. It even has some neat action moments. So White Chicks is aight. White Chicks is aight. Next up is Frailty. Holy cow. We will definitely revisit this in the awards. Frailty? I'm going to go B. I never know where to rank this thing because it was so deeply disappointing to me. Frailty was such a bummer. 90% of the movie, up until the very last 5 minutes, are it's a 5-star movie. I love what it's doing and what it's exploring. Final 10 minutes legit ruined it. It legit ruined it. And I'm so conflicted. But overall, I think I liked it. I think just the premise, Bill Paxton's performance, the kids, there was enough there for me to like. But this movie is pro serial killer. It's that bad. It's really, really bad. I'm surprised more people don't have an issue with that part of the movie. But it's basically saying oh yeah, if God tells you to go kill some people, go kill some people. No, frick that. That crap's weird, dude. I'm freaking scared of this movie. It was good though. It was good overall. Hercules. This was the first time watch for me, believe it or not. I may have seen clips of it as a kid, but I'd never really sat through the whole thing. I thought it was good. I'm not really blown away by it. I'm really not into mainline Disney movies that much. I'm way more a Ghibli or DreamWorks guy, but it was good. It was fine. Kind of inspiring, inspiring tale, but yeah. Tombstone. I don't know if I watched this and was just in a bad mood, but I'm gonna put in C tier because that's how I rated it. Just not a lot that I remember. Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer are in it, and you would think that would be my thing. That's my chance to get into another Western, but I just didn't love it. Leprechaun, that's in our C tier. It's a fine movie. I feel like this would be B on rewatch though, because it is kind of fun and charming and lighthearted about itself, and I appreciate that in cinema. So there's definitely stuff about this I like. Hard Boiled. That's going C tier. I know it's crazy. I just thought it was really long and edgy and I just wasn't compelled by the story. The final action sequences are really good, but I just didn't care by that point, if that makes sense. So this is kind of average for me. I know it's crazy. Sorry. Emperor's New Groove, again, another Disney movie I watched for the first time this year. That is going to A tier. That movie's held up. This thing is funny. It has so many memes in it that I actually recognize. It was so funny. Kronk is great. I like the Emperor and the dad guy character. It's just so funny. It's such a funny movie. I legit laughed at it. I think it's held up. Mark Dindal directed it, director of Chicken Little. A classic here on the channel. It's awesome. Emperor's New Groove is awesome. Hellraiser 3, not as bad as some of these other frickers in the series, but I'm going to go B tier. I like it. I don't like everything they do in this movie with some of the more lighthearted stuff in it. It's really towing the line between dark and kind of humorous. There's some great moments, and I think the guy talking to Pinhead throughout the movie is kind of interesting to me. Kind of plays on some of that, religious panic type of stuff that people really freak out about, But I don't know. It's good. Next up is The Young Master. We're back to Jackie Chan. That's A tier. Fearless Hyena and Young Master are awesome movies. I give them both 4 stars out of 5. I just think they're so much fun. They're very funny. They're neck and neck for me, though. I think The Young Master has higher highs, but it takes a little bit to get it going. I think the Fearless, and it also has a way better ending, ending fight. I think Fearless Hyena has a better drama and is more consistently staying pretty funny. But the ending, it's good. It's just, it could have been better. They're neck and neck for me, really. But I just think it's awesome. Such a funny movie. Jackie Chan just is hilarious in this thing. I liked it. A Better Tomorrow, another John Woo movie. I'm just not a John Woo guy, guys. That's going D tier. I just thought it was edgy for the sake of being edgy, and I just never cared about the characters one bit. And that's probably a crazy hot take, but I just think this is just not for me. Next up is Jason X. This should have been my thing, but that's a C tier. I just thought it, you would think Jason in Space should be at least fun, but, it was kind of fun, but it also just wasn't. That's just what I think of. I need to rewatch this thing just to, know, what was it that I did not like about Jason X? Oh, Lord, I don't know if I can pronounce this. Koyan Naskachi or something is what it's called. It is good. It's another one of these Baraka type of documentaries, even though I think it came out before Baraka. Baraka did it better, though. It was good. It's just one of those documentaries, films that's no dialogue or characters or anything like that. And it's just trying to communicate a message through visuals. And it was good. It was good. It was very transcendent, but it didn't hit me like Baraka did. Hellraiser Hellseeker, that's another F tier. Frick that movie. I actually think that is my least favorite movie of all time. I've talked about that on the channel. I talked about it at home. I think it is abysmal. I think this is the movie I hate the most. Absolutely despise it. Because they bring back Kirsty Cotton and bro, like in the worst movie imaginable. They do nothing with her, and it's just very questionable. It also copies Hellraiser Inferno. And it's the sequel to that. It's the next movie. Frick Hellseeker, it sucks. Major Pain, I just wasn't big on it. C tier. I think I was having some PTSD because I grew up in a military household, and I think I had some PTSD with this. But Michael Ironside's in it, and he's really cool. So, Return of the Living Dead, huge surprise this year. This is like kind of a masterpiece. Let's go on A tier. This is one of the creepiest movies I've ever seen. And it's kind of goofy, and that's what surprises people, is that it's like kind of goofy and lighthearted, but the whole exploration of like being dead, medically dead, but not knowing it. Frick that. That's freaking scary to me. I can't do that. So it's like it's almost scarier because it has some really deeply dark and creepy moments, and in otherwise kind of lighthearted and funny movie. So it's a wacko movie. I like this one though. I bought the Blu-ray. James Giant Peach, I have like nothing to say. The effects are nice, but that's about it. That's C tier. Muppet Christmas Carol, A tier. Holiday classic. Rizzo and Gonzo are at the core of it. I love that. Kind of wish a Muppet was Scrooge. Kind of missed opportunity potentially, but I thought it was really wholesome and sweet. And Kermit's line about life's full of passing or goodbyes and hellos or something along those lines was really, that got me. Friday the 13th Part 9, I'm that one fan that puts it in B tier and thinks that it's actually good. Best effects in the franchise, bar none. I really think the lore of Jason's a little weird, and I get that, and I'm kind of mixed on myself on calling it canon to the whole story. But I respect it. What the frick ever. This is like, all these movies are like the same movie, but this one actually tried to do something different. So I have to respect it for that. Next up is Friday 13th Part 8. Jason Takes a Boat. That's kind of mid. Not very good. The scene where he like punches the dude's head off is cool though. Friday 13th Part 7. Again, that's going in C tier. Possibly best design in the franchise. Between that and Part 9 are like my favorite designs of Jason. And the unmasking scene in this is the best unmasking scene in any of these movies. But on the whole, it's just like Carrie versus Jason could have been so much better. Funny Games, a little overhyped, but I still liked it. The meta stuff just didn't really work for me as well, but it is really kind of unsettling at times. I just thought it was good. It was good. There's a few moments where the characters really could have got out of the situation if they had just played their cards right and done just a few different things. They literally get next to some other people who could have like called for help and like done anything to do that, but they just don't. I don't know. Kind of annoyed me. Friday 13 Part 6, easily the best in the franchise. That's A tier. So much fun. Jason's actually in this one. Shocker. That's something these movies can't do for some reason. He's in it and he has some great moments. I love the performance of the guy who played Jason because he has a little bit of some personality where he like throws the dude and then he realizes he has his arm, and I thought that was cool. Or like gets the triple kill and or like cocks his head when he doesn't understand something. I liked it. This is an awesome movie. Critters 2, what is there to say? I mean, it's a fun Critters movie. It's a little better than the original for me, and a lot better than 3. It has Eddie Deason in it. Eddie Deason, the guy from Polar Express, the nerd guy, he's in this, and that was a shocker. That was crazy. I like that. Escape from LA, shocker. That's a B tier. I like it more than Escape from New York, as y'all can see. Don't kill me, please. I like Escape from LA a lot more. That was a great movie. The ending is awesome. The ending's so much better than Escape from New York. And overall, like, it's pretty wacky. It's got some really bad effects, but it was just a fun time. I don't know. I like John Carpenter's stuff. Speaking of John Carpenter, Ghosts of Mars, A tier. I think conceptually this movie is so John Carpenter. It's literally him just being like, looking at all his contemporary horror directors and saying like, frick that, I'm gonna do a fun movie, and I respect them for that. So I actually had a good time with Ghost of Mars. It is a mess objectively, whatever that means, but like to me it's just such a fun retarded movie, and I love it for that. Vampires, ooh, less forgiving on this. I've heard this one's better on rewatch, but I'm gonna put in C tier. That's probably my least favorite John Carpenter movie. There's just not a lot there that I got latched into, but maybe one day I'll visit it again and might like it more. Raptor, one of the worst movies of the year for me. That's F tier. What a waste of time. They literally put my boy Grant Kramer in a movie where they literally took scenes from other Carnosaur movies and just spliced them into this. It's that bad. It is insanely lazy and kind of efficient, but just it doesn't make a good movie. Unbreakable, overrated. That movie's fine, guys. What the frick? Friday the 13th Part 5. I'm kind of forgiving on this one as well. I kind of liked it. I think they were on to something. Tommy Jarvis was could have been so much more. The way that this one kind of leads into his like sort of psychological damage, and I just think it was a missed opportunity to not make him the twist killer at the end. I think that would have been so much better. And 6 obviously totally backtracked on that. And 4, which is right next up here, is I've seen this twice. It's C tier. I rewatched it again later on, just a few days ago, and I'm just not being into it. I don't get the hype. People say it's one of the best ones. I don't get it. There's plenty of other movies in this franchise that I think are a little better. Tommy Jarvis is just not in it enough. I think that's one of the biggest things I could say that's negative about it. We needed more Tommy Jarvis. He's just barely in it. It's a Friday the 13th movie. What is there to, why is this notably better? Now, I will say the one guy, I don't know his name, but the one guy's dance moves, I will say that was kind of good. I get why y'all like that, but I don't like Final Chapter that much. It's okay. It's okay. Part 3, I remember liking it. I'm going to go B tier. I remember enjoying that one a little bit more than parts 1 and 2. I know it's crazy, right? I mean, part 2 is right here. But it's the same movie. It's just what's your flavor? What kind of flavor? Do you just like the one where he gets the mask, or do you like the one where he shows up in the end for 5 seconds? It's it just depends on what you like. Part 2, though, is kind of okay. I was thinking about rewatching that or Final Chapter. I chose Final Chapter. Part 2 might be better on rewatch, but honestly, considering Final Chapter didn't go up at all for me, I'm not holding my breath. So, Starman. Oh, yeah. That is S tier. One of the best movies I watched this year. Starman is I think that's my favorite John Carpenter movie. I like The Thing. The Thing's a masterpiece. It's obviously always going to have a special place in my heart. It's always a 5 out of 5 movie. Starman just was so emotionally resonant for me because this year I've really been struggling with thinking about death and stuff like that, which is really morbid. And I don't want to bring down the tone of the video or anything, but Starman felt like I was being seen, and it made me feel okay. So that's a beautiful movie. We will definitely be seeing this in the end of the year awards. Dazed and Confused, awesome movie. A tier. Definitely one of Linklater's best movies. Almost a 5-star, but I just thought it was so good. I mean, Matthew McConaughey got his start in this, and you just have some great moments. Yeah, you're just cutting between all these kids going on their adventures on one night, during summer break or right after, just entering summer break. It's kind of transcendent, it's kind of like the experience of high school, just captured in film, and I think it's really awesome for that. Final Destination, the original, C tier. It's fine. I don't like it that much, to be honest with you. King Arthur, it's one of my dad's favorite movies. I liked it barely made it to B tier. I thought it was good. There's some cool battles, some good performances in here. Stellan Skarsgård in particular was very menacing. Final Battle was cool, but not much else that I liked. The Fly, A tier. That's one of the best creature movies of all time. That's one of the best practical effects of all time. And I watched it for the first time this year. Blew me away. Very, very amazing movie. Zoolander, this might be a shocker. I'm going to say D tier. I thought Zoolander was bad. It wasn't very funny. And it has Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson in it. I like both of them. I really love Owen Wilson. And it just wasn't good. It just wasn't funny and kind of not good. Not bad. No, not... it is bad, is what I'm saying. I just thought... it's whatever. I definitely saw some better comedies, including Little Man. which is better than that. So that's C tier. I laughed a little bit, Little Man. It's the most C tier movie of all time. It is fine, but occasionally funny. Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. I am open to this being a 5-star one day, but like right now, I'm going A tier. Hellraiser 2 blew my mind. The visualization of the Hell World and Leviathan, so cool. I was in the right mood for that crap, dude. That goes hard. And there's a reason why the documentary of Hellraiser only goes over the first 2 films, because they're the only like masterpieces in this franchise. Police Story. I'm not as big on this as other people are. For a Jackie Chan movie, I'm gonna go B tier. I like Fearless, Hyena, and Young Master more. I didn't love this one. Maybe on rewatch I'll like it more. Some of the stunts are insane, and Jackie Chan deserves all the credit in the world for that, but I'm just not as high on this one. Hellraiser 1. Here we are. Another A tier. I give him like the same score. I rewatched Hellraiser 1 again like last week just for this list to see if it was changed. It went up by a little bit. And it's a masterpiece. Some of the best practical effects ever put to film. An awesome premise of like a cult horror. And I absolutely adore it. And Doug Bradley is the bomb. And I love how this movie is the only one that did like other creatures besides just Cenobites. That's something even the second one didn't double down on, that I was really bummed about. We definitely need more of that if we ever get another Hellraiser movie. We need more like weird creatures and stuff. A huge missed opportunity. Eight-Legged Freaks. This is a great movie. That's going to B tier. It's one of them Spider Sundays I just had a blast with. I thought that was so fun. The tarantula, although the tarantula is like their big boy, that's like their tank unit. He like shows up and like breaks down doors and crap. CGI is not great, but it's just a fun movie. And it's got David Arquette, I think is his name. He's great. Next up is Prince of Darkness, John Carpenter movie, B tier. I remember after watching it, I was like, I have no idea what I just watched, but I thought it was really good. I think I'll like that more on rewatch because it has some spiritual themes in it, and that's way up my alley. So I just think I gotta rewatch it. Christine, B tier. It just slowly, it's like really good, and it slowly gets like, yeah, it's good. That's kind of where I land on it. Christine's good. I think they made a car scary, and that's impressive. And there's some really well done reverse footage scenes with the car like regenerating. It's very cool, but I'm not big on it. Next up is Hellraiser Bloodline. I want to put this in B so bad, but it's going to be a C tier for me. Bloodline is just, it's too messy for me to like it. It's like starts out in space with like the robot solving the cube, which is awesome. I was so ready for that. And then it goes into this backstory, and it introduces like the woman demon character, which is like very like underexplored, and she just has nothing to do with the plot, which is really lame because she was like the most interesting part of it to me. So yeah, Bloodline. Some days I think it's B tier and I liked it, but it's just too messy, guys. Too messy for me. Cannibal Holocaust. I'm gonna go B tier. I know it's crazy. This is like one of those notoriously over-the-top violent movies. The only thing that was that for me is just like the way they kill actually kill animals on screen is pretty gruesome. That's hard to watch. It actually made me feel a little ill to watch. Soundtrack is weirdly good. My brothers laughed at me when I said that. The soundtrack of Cannibal Holocaust is actually kind of good. Look it up if you don't believe me. It actually is kind of swell. It's a pretty dark movie, but I think what makes it work is that it's kind of exploring like how modern society kind of takes advantage of those who are a little bit further behind, you know, some natives of different places out there. The funny thing is that behind the scenes, they were doing the exact same thing. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of hypocritical. But if you separate the art from the artist, I do think this is kind of competently put together and kind of creepy horror movie. Superbad. This is another one. This is that movie that the Day Trippers guy directed. That's going in A tier. Such a like all-timer, like a teen comedy, but from the 2000s. That's the cool part about this, is that like the 80s and 90s, they have their version of this, but then this is the early 2000s version. I thought it was awesome. It's so funny. I love Jonah Hill to death. I think he's like such a underrated, funny actor. And yeah, I just had a blast. Just some great lines, some great moments. And it's just a simple story about the these guys learning, coming of age story. It's a really good coming of age story. And the scene where they're like laying down and being like, "I love you, bro." I'm like, dude, that hits home. I love that. They Live. This was the movie I watched the day after meeting John Carpenter, and it started me on the John Carpenter binge. That's going to go in the A tier. Masterpiece. So many 50s B-movie inspirations on They Live. I love the way that when they put on the glasses, they see how the world really is. They see all the aliens and how all the signs just say consume, obey, things like that. Peak. That is an awesome movie. That is definitely one of the best John Carpenter movies. Fast Food Nation. I was waiting for this. This one is actually kind of good. That's oftentimes one of the lower rated Richard Linklater movies. I think it's pretty cool. I like how it explores the fast food industry from different angles, like the corporate side, the actual worker side, and then the people at the plants working with like the meat and stuff. The ending of this movie is shockingly messed up and shockingly dark and very hard to watch. But I think that's the point. And yeah, just from a production standpoint, it's not the most glossy film in the world. I will admit that. It kind of feels a little bit more low budget. It was just shocking for the cast in this. Like Paul Dano, Bruce Willis. That's crazy. You know, there's other people. I forget some of their names. But some really, really great performances and casting here. It's just... It's cool. It's a cool movie. It almost turned me vegan. Or vegetarian, rather. Maybe. We'll see. What the frick is happening? Punch Drunk Love. I thought it was good. It was good. I think Adam Sandler's performance in this movie is what makes it particularly good to me. But I'm just not a PTA fan. I've seen almost all of his movies, and I'm just not big on him. This is one of the better ones, though. I do actually like Punch Drunk Love. I think it's a very wholesome, beautiful story about love. But I've seen better movies like that. Idiocracy, just a dumb, fun movie. That's a B tier. Not a lot to say. It's just a alternate future society where everyone's dumb, and I like that. It's pretty funny. Everyone wears Crocs, so I think we're living in Idiocracy right now. Tropic Thunder, similarly B tier. I just felt like they should have doubled down on the whole idea of them thinking they're in a movie, but they're not, and like you could have done something cool with that. Like they're actually capable. But when they think they're in a movie, but you know, they just don't. Ben Stiller is the only character that really like doubles down, and his whole story line in the movie is dedicated to that. But everyone else just kind of figures it out. It's like, oh, that's just kind of a goofy action comedy, which is good. It's good. It's fun. Big Trouble in Little China, A tier. That's another one of those great John Carpenter movies. Kurt Russell makes this movie what it is because it's full of all these Asian actors knowing what's going on, talking about all this, all these prophecies and this lore. And then Kurt Russell is just the fish out of water, has no idea what the frick's going on. He just wants to get his truck and go home. And he has some funny moments in this movie where he's like, Wang! Wang! And he's like, is it hollow? Hollow? Frick it. It's so good. I had such a blast with Big Trouble. Me and Gabe love this movie. The Mist. Originally, I wasn't high on it, but I'm going to put it in B tier. I think The Mist is actually really cool. I think the message is very fricked up once you get to the end, what happens, but the message is very good. It's just a very dark movie. Paprika. We're going to be seeing this in the end of year awards. That's going to go in B tier, though. So it's not best movie of the year, I mean, clearly, but amazing soundtrack. So y'all know where it's going to be. Amazing soundtrack. I listened to this soundtrack throughout the year. It's just so good. I want to listen to it right now. It's so good. The visuals are cool. I was a little underwhelmed. I expected to like this more than I did. Next up, A Boy and His Dog. This is a movie that I just popped on to check out, and it is going to go in A tier. Really blew my mind. I like post-apocalyptic stories when like the world's ended and stuff, and it's that. And then for the first two acts, it's like, okay, well, like the world's ended, and there's a psychic dog that we're talking to right now. And then the final act shows us why everything happened, and it was like the craziest third act of probably any movie I saw this year, to be honest with you. Crazy movie. Very much enjoyed it, and it ends on a wild note. Friday the 13th Part 1 sucks. That's a D tier movie. I just think it's really bad. It's a whodunit, but like it is a very bad whodunit. It is done so poorly. It doesn't introduce any of the characters who could be the villain. Literally, the actual villain shows up in the final like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's like, oh, what the frick ever, dude. That's retarded. All the scary movies are bunched together for some reason. Scary Movie 4 C tier. I didn't think it was that bad. The opening is hilarious. The opening with it's Shaq and Dr. Phil in the Saw trap. That is cinema. I don't know what else is. You know what I'm saying? Like that is peak. So funny. The rest of the movie is not as good. It's just not as good. It's not as good as some of the other ones. I just didn't love it. Part 3, though, that is my favorite. That's going to B tier. That's my favorite of the scary movies. That could be A tier, to be honest with you. The amount that I laughed at this movie is like, it's up there. There's a moment where like they're in this rap battle, and the one white kid, like he throws the hood over, and it looks like it's a KKK hood. It was so funny, dude. That had me dying. Yeah, just good moments. Scary Movie 3 is definitely up there. Scary Movie 2 C tier. I think it's just because I didn't know the movies that it was riffing on, really. I'm just not as familiar with them. I said I hadn't seen Exorcist, guys. You gotta believe me. Scary Movie 1, similarly, is going in the B tier. I thought it was good. 3 is better, though. Dr. Cyclops, I thought it was kind of boring. That was a really boring movie. I'm going to probably go D tier. Some of the small effects are nice, but the movie just like thinks it's all that in a bag of chips. And Dr. Cyclops, you are not all that in a bag of chips. Night of the Hunter, that's an all-timer. That's a S tier. I love this movie. It is so good. It is so my thing. I love religious drama, religious horror movies. And I think Robert Mitchum gives one of the best performances that I've seen this year in this movie. And I lament that we don't live in the timeline in the universe where Night of the Hunter becomes a big horror slasher franchise and the preacher, Harry Powell, does not become one of our iconic slasher characters. I am so bummed that we don't live in that timeline. Maybe one day yours truly might have to make that happen. Who knows? We'll see. Shane. Oh my gosh, that's a D tier. That was an awful movie. I don't know how, like, this gets good scores. I don't know how that's possible. This movie is a turd. It almost works as like a so bad it's good. Kind of like, it almost feels satirical, like a satirical Western comedy. Kind of like what Blazing Saddles is from what I hear. The kid in this ruins it. He's like, Shane, Shane, Shane. And I'm like, saying Shane all the time. It's really bad, repetitive, and very, very boring. Next up is Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times. Not as big on this as other people, but I'm going to go B tier. Gabriel thinks I'll like it more if I rewatch it, so who knows. But I did enjoy it. The Apostle, man, that's C tier. I really wanted to like this. I forget the guy's name. He's a big actor. He's in like The Godfather and crap like that, but he directed this and stars in it. And I thought his performance was incredible. It just felt like the movie didn't really have a whole lot to say, and it's kind of just reiterating what a lot of just generic Christian movies say, which is really lame. I also feel like this character doesn't really get held accountable for the bad things that he does. So it felt like a Paul Schrader movie in reverse almost. Like he does a bad thing, then he tries to redeem himself. I don't know. Like this could have been something really special, and I don't think it's bad, but I really felt like it could have been so much more. But the performance is legitimately like amazing and probably up there in like top 10 of the year, but may not be in the awards. Memoir of Invisible Man. This one was really great. I really enjoyed it. I was surprised at some of the effects and stuff, and I'm surprised I liked it because a lot of people do not seem to like this movie, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty funny. Chevy Chase is not my favorite actor in the world, but I thought he did a decent job. In the Mouth of Madness. Awesome movie. That's an A tier. Very interesting, the note this leaves us on. Just very cool moments and effects, and Sam Neill gives an awesome performance, but that ending sticks with you so much, and it leaves you thinking, like, should I, is Stephen King going to take over the world, guys? Anyways, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I'm going to go B tier. I think it's a great movie. It's like such a low budget, kind of trashy movie, but every cinephile is obsessed with this thing, and I fit in that category. I think Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, kind of fun. Kind of fun, guys. It's actually kind of good. The effects are not that great, but it's got some just like really goofy moments that I liked, so. Next up is Rush Hour. That's going B tier. I thought it was good. Nothing much else. I thought it was funny. Jackie Chan is not the funny guy in this, so he's trying to play it more straight. There's some funny jokes, but just the drama and the story of everything, did not really care for it at all, but I still had a good time. I would say that. Breakfast Club. overrated. That's going C tier. Breakfast Club is like, it's just enforcing the stereotypes that this movie is claiming to like not like and trying to get rid of. So I thought that was a mess. Honestly, I think it's wildly overrated. The Others. People really like this movie. I'm gonna go B tier. Thought it was great. I did call the twist. I knew what was gonna happen. It was good. It was good. I didn't love it. But I thought it was pretty good. I just don't have a lot to say. It's like, it exists for its twist and it's kind of interesting, but once you know it, it's like, okay. All right, next up, Jesus Camp. My brothers made fun of me for this all year. This is a 5-star movie. I think this is my favorite documentary of all time. I think it's deeply disturbing and creepy. The way that they are very upfront and honest that they are trying to brainwash kids into religion. It's very freaky and weird, and it impacted me very deeply, and I own the DVD. So that's how good it is. Incredible Hulk, it's like one of the only Marvel movies from like before Endgame that I had missed, and so I finally got around to it. I thought it was kind of mid. Edward Norton is actually better casting, in my opinion, than Mark Ruffalo. I just think he fits the character better, but that's really all I have to say. It's not that good. Misery, awesome movie. It's going in the A tier. I thought it was really disturbing, and great performances all around from James Caan and Betsy Palmer, I think is her name. I'm gonna get roasted in the comments for not knowing. It's a Wonderful Life. That's an awesome movie. My wife had to watch that for school, and I sat down and watched it with her. Just a really good story about realizing your value and the value of your life, and it's a classic. The Illusionist, did not like this. That's going in D tier. I just did not care. It's basically The Prestige, but worse. And I'm not a big Christopher Nolan guy, to be honest, but Illusionist I just never really want to rewatch it. There was just nothing to it for me, and I don't like magic movies that much, and The Prestige is just better. So I would rather just watch that. Dark Star. I want to say B tier, but I'm going to go C, just because it's John Carpenter and Dan O'Bannon's student film, basically, and it was cool, but you can tell it was on a low budget, because they have a beach ball alien in this thing, and it feels like it's trying to go for like 2001: A Space Odyssey in it. It's fine. It's kind of neat to watch, though. Stalker is it's B. That's one of those greatest of all time movies. I just didn't really get the hype, but I thought it was good. It was also the first movie I watched in 2025, so there's that. Sherlock Jr., B tier. Very cool movie. Very cool. Kind of the love of movies is what it's all about, and it has some really awesome stunts that really blew me away. Like, what's his face? I'm blanking on his name, but he does some stunts in this movie that Buster Keaton, that's his name. Buster Keaton does some stunts in this movie that are like so life-threatening, and he's pretty awesome. He's one of the greats. Spaceballs, I just didn't laugh very much. It's C tier. The first little chunk is pretty good, but the rest of it just kind of it just diminishing returns. Just didn't really keep me latched in. I just started dozing. Great Dictator. I hate that I'm doing this, because when I first watched it, it was like a 5-star movie to me, but I rewatched it in the same year and I did not like it as much. That's going in the B tier. It dropped so much, and it wasn't my fault. Like, Gabriel wanted to rewatch it with the fam, and I was there, and I watched it with them. I just think that I rewatched it too soon is probably what it was. Total Recall, A tier. Love Paul Verhoeven and his movies. He's very, very good. The king of satire. And I love how he explores a sci-fi future where memories can be implanted and stuff. I remember this movie had me like jumping out of my chair by the end. It was so hype. So it's a special one. Passion of Joan of Arc. I watched this while I was in the hospital when I was like sick and didn't know what was wrong with me. And I'm going to put it in B tier. It was a really powerful movie, right? You know, about this lady who was being unjustly attacked for what her beliefs were and all that stuff, and they thought she was a witch. Very similar to Witch Hammer, to be honest, but if I'm being honest, I actually think I like Witch Hammer a little more than Passion of Joan of Arc. But Passion of Joan of Arc is in the top 250, so I don't know. Our Hospitality, another Buster Keaton movie. I just was not into this much. That's C tier. It was fine. There's not. I really remember very little about it. Paris, Texas, a classic. Most people love this thing. I'm gonna go in B tier. That was great. The scene where the guy's talking to the girl through the glass, though, that was really good. Poltergeist, I don't like this movie. That's D tier. I don't like ghosts, haunted stuff movies that much. And Poltergeist, I almost said Poltergeist, but Poltergeist, it felt like Tobe Hooper was only the director of like the last 20 minutes, which was awesome. I like that. But like everything else in the movie is just very lighthearted, Spielbergified, and I'm just not as into that. I just thought it was really lame. Silent Hill, I thought it was fine. I wish it was better, but I'm gonna go C tier. The effects and premise are cool. I mean, the video game is classic, right? But I just don't love it. The Wild Bunch, I want to put this higher, honestly, but I'm going to go A tier. That movie was awesome. I finally found another Western besides Rango that I love, guys. So cool. I love gang Western movies. That's like the niche for me, I think. And if y'all know any other movies that are like that, please drop a comment. Like, I would love to find more movies like The Wild Bunch because I adored it. It was so good. Ernest Borgnine, I think is his name. He was the standout. I loved him. The lead up to the final shootout where they're all just walking in and you just know they're about to frick them up. That's so cool. There's some awesome moments in this movie, man. Like, I absolutely was giddy for The Wild Bunch. Highly recommend it. If you like Westerns, even if you don't, I know the runtime's a little longer. I was entertained the whole time and I was very invested, so I think it's worth it. Love Actually, I did not like that movie. That's a D tier. I thought it was very fake, and there's a lot, for a movie all about love, there's a lot of like people cheating on each other and affairs and this crap. The only storylines I liked was Hugh Grant was charming, if a little bit unrealistic, and I thought Liam Neeson and the son character were pretty cool. I did like them, but it's jumping between like 10 different plot lines or something crazy like that, and I just don't like most of them. It's really boring, really long, and there's so many more movies you could spend your time watching about love than Love Actually. Actually, no. Being John Malkovich, I watched this on DVD this year. That was a B tier. I liked it. Really haven't thought about it very much. I'm not big into whatever this movie's doing, to be honest, but it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. Pi, the first Darren Aronofsky movie. I've talked about this on the channel already because I ranked all of his movies. Go check out that video. Pi's B tier. I thought it was great. Highly sophisticated movie about math. So I'm not like the smartest or right person to talk to about this movie, but I thought it was cool, interesting. I thought not the effects, but I thought the way it was shot was very chaotic and interesting. It really reflected the character's crazy mind and all the things he was thinking about with these math problems and chaos. And I thought it was interesting. It was an interesting movie. Bruce Almighty, a great Jim Carrey movie. I'm gonna go B tier. I really feel like that should be A tier, honestly, but it was just so funny. Like, Jim Carrey can't miss with me. He's always an entertaining actor, and I love him to death. And Bruce Almighty just has that extra added layer of him being God, and it's like, that's what's not to love, you know? Breathless, I watched this classic just so I could watch Linklater's new movie, Nouvelle Vague, this year, and I'm gonna go C tier. I didn't like Breathless itself very much. I thought it was kind of like fine. It was kind of fine. I respect it more than I enjoy it. There's just nothing to it that really grabbed me. Edward Scissorhands, oh man, that's A tier. That's an awesome movie. I love the way they explore just someone who doesn't fit in, and how he finds the things that he's actually good at and the things that he does to help people, but the way they still turn on him because he's different. It's sort of a really cool Tim Burton story about not fitting in, and I really dig that. Oh my gosh, Before Sunset, that's gonna go in the all-timers for me. That's S tier. Incredible movie, dude. So good. This is the follow-up to Before Sunrise, a very emotional movie. It's the shortest in the trilogy, and arguably the best, but in my opinion, I feel like this one was like just a step below the other two for me. But it's awesome. I mean, just the reconnection these characters is the only premise you need, because they're so likable in the first one, and I was so hooked on the story of these two. Before Sunrise is the next one up. That's also in the S tier. And same thing, just a wonderful, wonderful story about these two young adults meeting on a train, and I just love the spontaneity of it, you know, where they just are like, hey, like, you want to join me? You want to get off the train with me? And Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy are all-timer performers in this movie, and I love them both to death. It is incredible. I see Before Midnight down here. Hopefully this doesn't mess up the list later, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. Before Midnight, also S tier. All three of them, they just work so well together. How can I not put them together? I think Before Midnight might be my favorite of the three. And that's crazy because most people don't think that. I just feel like the story that they go for with like it being all about what comes after, you know, like how to maintain that relationship is really powerful, and it was something I related to a lot. It just really resonated with me. It was a very beautiful movie. All three of them are like masterpieces. Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix. That is going to go in the A tier. Awesome performance, and it's a musical biopic done right. Oh, Mr. Vampire. Awesome movie. I'm gonna go A tier. It kind of surprising me on that. I just had such a blast with it. I love how goofy this movie is. It just kind of does whatever. You know, there's like vampire. I feel like there's vampires, right? There's ghosts. There's vampires that hop around. There's a gorilla at one point. Like it is balls out wacky, but I enjoyed it. Red Line, ooh, another A tier. Awesome movie. Some awesome animation, just like melt your face velocity. And sometimes you just need a movie where you just watch some characters melt reality just to win a race. That was awesome. Hellraiser Revelations, I kind of liked it, I'm going to be honest. Most people are not going to think that, but I actually kind of low-key dug this movie. For it being a movie that was basically designed just so they could keep the rights and they just rushed it out there, I actually think it's more of a Hellraiser movie than the other frickers at the bottom of this list. Maybe that's why I'm a little bit nicer on it, but I just thought that it is kind of decent, and the twist actually got me. Oh, we gotta start scrolling down now, guys. Next up is Digital Devil Saga Megami Tensei. It is the only Megami Tensei movie that you can find on Letterboxd. I watched it, and it was kind of C tier. I freaking hate that. It was just like, it's based on the book, I'm pretty sure, that Megami Tensei started as. And I'm a huge SMT fan. Y'all know this on the channel. And I was like, I'm gonna check this out. It's really more of an OVA. Like, you need to have read the book to really fully understand what's going on, I feel like, to get the most out of it. But it was neat seeing a couple of the demons' original designs from earlier in the series. So that was kind of cool. Halloween, I finally got around to watching this year, and that's going to go in the B tier. It was a great movie. I'm not as into this. There are other slasher movies I like a lot more, but maybe I just need to rewatch it. And there's also a lot of John Carpenter movies I like more as well, but it's still pretty great. The Shocking Truth, a Texas Chainsaw Massacre documentary, I liked it. It wasn't anything crazy, but I enjoyed it for what it was. More information on behind the scenes. Those actors deserve more recognition than they get. They suffered a lot. Mad Max Fury Road, Gavin showed this one to us this year. That is A tier. Awesome effects, awesome freaking costumes, dude, so good. And the action's very awesome as well. I don't know, I felt like it could have been a little better, like could have hit me a little bit harder than it did, but I still thought it was quite amazing. It's Impossible to Learn to Plow by Reading Books, a Richard Linklater movie most people would probably not put where I'm putting it. I'm going A tier. This movie just really impacted me. It was a movie that when I watched it, it just really made me feel things. And it made me, it touched me so much. I literally got my phone and just started recording the screen as I was watching. And that sounds really weird, but I had like an almost spiritual experience with this movie. And that's like, I know this is insane to most people who've seen it, because it's really just not even a student, because Linklater didn't really go to college to learn filmmaking. He just had a camera and he filmed this film. There's not a lot to it. It's his first movie, but I just think it's really special. Avatar Fire and Ash, a movie I watched towards the end of this year, and I thought it was great. Yeah, I do think it's my least favorite of the three so far. It was just very similar to the last one, but I still thought it was a very good movie. Like, it was very amazing to look at, obviously. The action was really cool. The best moments are with like Kiri and her faith, and then the battles in the city were really cool. And Varang was cool. And Spider. Any moments of Spider. But just not my favorite. I wish it was a bigger jump forward for the series and the story. Kiss of the Tarantula, very cool movie. Imagine Carrie, but instead of psychic powers, she has pet tarantulas. That's going B tier. Actually, a pretty good, underrated Spider Sundays movie that I actually do think is kind of worth a watch. Tale of the Fox, I'm going to go B tier with that as well. I feel like I should like this more because everyone should watch this. Go find it. It's on YouTube for free. It's short. Incredible stop motion for the time, especially. Like, even today, it's kind of like insane what they're able to pull off. Awesome movie. Bernie, that's also A tier. Bernie is also very good. This is Jack Black's best performance. I think it is the performance where, if you want a Jack Black performance where he turns into someone else, that's what Bernie is. School of Rock is always going to be his most personal and I think best performance, but as far as like actual acting, I guess, like acting chops, I think Bernie is the best he's ever done. Next up is The Raid. I wasn't as big on this as my brothers were. I'm going to go B tier. I thought it was a great movie, awesome action, but I don't know. I feel like I would much rather watch like the goofier Jackie Chan type of action than this. Would You Rather? C tier. It was just a fine kind of like horror thriller, you know, kind of like Escape Room. Kind of gave me that type of vibe, but it was fine. A Deadly Night, I think is what it's called. It's a George Méliès spider film. That's going B tier. See, y'all didn't know this, that like one of the very first movies of all time, like literally in the history of film, is a spider movie. The more you know. It was great. I actually legit don't know how he pulled this off in the 1902 or something. Now that's old. Yeah, it was really great. World's End. It's the only one of the Cornetto trilogy I actually enjoyed. I'm going to go B tier. I actually like this one. I like the friends kind of reuniting and fighting what they do fight in the movie and the whole thing it's about. It was a great time. I really enjoyed it. Snowpiercer. Great movie. I'm going to go B tier. I can't remember what my criticism was when I watched this, but I remember all my brothers loved it and gave it like 4 stars. But I just remember thinking this could have been a little bit better in some ways. I think it was something about the ending. I really don't remember it super well, but I do think overall it was still a great movie. It had some great moments. Next up is Arachnoquake. I told you we're going to be talking about a lot of spider movies. Arachnoquake, it's C tier. It's a little bit better than some of the other ones, I'll admit, but Arachnoquake, like, now I will say, we do have the return of John Connor. Edward Furlong, that's the actor's name that played John Connor in the Terminator movies. He's actually in this as an adult. And I thought the drama between like the kid and the dad character in this was kind of decently executed. It was okay. It was, I mean, like, look, if you watch as many spider movies that are pretty crappy as I do, like you'll take what you can get. So, Arachnoquake is fine. The spiders are pretty goofy. A Dirty Story. I hate putting this in D tier, but I'm gonna go D tier because for me it just was like, it's a cool experimental film, but it's just really not. It's just really boring. You're watching one half of the film is a fictionalized version of a story being told, and the second half is the same story, but it's more documentary style, where it's real life. They just set up a camera and the dude's telling the exact same story, same dialogue, all that stuff. It's meant to be sort of like a very like thought-provoking kind of like examination of what film is and can be, and I don't know, it just didn't really resonate with me. Creepies. I'm gonna go C tier. I want to go B so bad. This movie actually gets some decent scores because it's kind of like a camp movie. It kind of works. Like, it's just so wacky, and there were some cool effects and there were some cool moments from what I remember. But it's just like there's a extended scene what felt like 20 minutes of just the same tank shooting a giant spider over and over, and it was just like really repetitive. But it is kind of one of those like really so bad it's kind of good movies. So I don't know, maybe one day I'll revisit it and like it more. Spiders 3D, C tier. I thought the drama in this was also kind of decently done. The spiders got like little faces in this one with like little normal mouths, and they're pretty weird, but I've been wanting to watch this for years at this point. I saw clips of it when I was a kid on Watch Mojo, and I just wanted to check it out. So, but it was overall it was fine. Big Butt Spider, again, C tier. Wasn't super into that one. The spider himself looked really hideous. The main 2 characters were kind of fun though. That's all I have to say. Venom, man, this could have been good. I'm gonna go D tier. I thought it was just really, really boring and just way overstayed its welcome. And it also doesn't capitalize on the premise until like the final 10 minutes or something. It's another one of those. It could have been good, but it was just really, I just didn't care for it. Woodshock, I actually am surprised I even included this. It's a very, very short film. It's Linklater's first short film that's like on Letterboxd at least. And I'm gonna go B tier. I liked it. It was cool. It was just, you know, a very cool little experimental thing that he did, and I enjoyed it for what it was. The Fake, y'all saw the video. S tier. Nobody, I would be shocked if any of you had heard about this movie before my video. Like, because if you watch the channel, you probably saw the video and you're like, oh yeah, I heard about it, Gage. But if you had heard about this, you gotta let me know, because I would be shocked. This is one of the most obscure movies I've ever seen on Letterboxd. 2.2K people have even logged it. This, I sometimes contemplate, might be my favorite movie of all time. Sometimes I think it might be higher than First Reformed, which is crazy. Y'all been following the saga, and y'all know how much I love that movie. The Fake is, like, it's gonna be in the awards video. Just y'all stay tuned. It's gonna be there. But it's just a deeply cynical, a deeply dark film that is so unrelentingly bleak. And it works for me because I love the vibe and because it's exploring religious corruption. And so a bleak movie with that context kind of works for me because it really hits on my wavelength. And the way that they introduce the main character, Min-Chul, and he's terrible. He's a terrible guy, terrible father, like just scum. But the people around him, the other two characters that are on the front cover that the movie's exploring, are arguably, like, see, I would say arguably worse. You have to watch the movie because it's just saying they're worse doesn't really do it justice, and it's really not even a spoiler because there's so much to this. But by the end, it is one of my favorite endings to any movie ever. It is so overwhelming to me the way this movie ends. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It is a masterpiece. Okay, Boy in the World, great movie. Doesn't really stick with me. I thought the live action segments were really cool, and the story it's going for is very cool, but nothing really else. I'm gonna try to speed it up a little bit so we can get through some of these. Babadook, that is A tier. Awesome movie. I really like how it put a creature and a name to this idea of just people falling apart and breaking apart, you know, and because that happens for families and people, you know, whether it's just trauma or things going on. And I like that this movie put a creature and a name to it. It was cool. Air, a movie with Norman Reedus. It was fine. It's C tier. It was just fine. Lavalantula, I'm gonna go B tier. I know that sounds freaking crazy, but James Wan and Lee Winnell are in this movie, so y'all have to now y'all are deleting your comments saying this is a bad movie. Lavalantula was just dumb fun. It was just a stupid movie, but I kind of like the main lead, and it's just a really dumb spider movie. It's literally called Lavalantula, guys. Like, come on. Miss Spider's Sunny Patch Kids, that's C tier. I did watch this for Spider Sundays. Now you know why I got burnt out. Magnificent Seven. I remember this being kind of bad, to be honest with you. I'm going to go D tier. But to be honest with you, I feel like some of the things in C tier are worse. Like, Magnificent Seven was not good. And it was mostly down to, like, the writing felt very video gamey. Like, they just show up, and then the dude, like, has his intro. And they're like, hey, you want to join our little gang here? And they're like, sure, I'll join your gang. And it's like, okay, wow. Hellraiser, the remake, reboot, I wasn't a big fan. I thought it was C tier. It's fine. I think most normies will probably like this more. That sounds like pretentious and like jerky, but like, I just feel like it was a little like sanitized. It was a little watered down for my Hellraiser tastes. I like my Hellraiser movies being more like 1 and 2, having the dark occultness of it. And this isn't bad. It's one of the better ones, but like, I was just disappointed. I expected so much more. Cenobite designs are kind of cool. They look a little bit toy-like, a little more plasticky, but I thought they were coolly designed. So yeah, it was fun. Toxic Avenger 2025. I I adore this movie, man. That's going in the A tier. I've seen it twice this year, and this movie is my favorite movie theater experience of all time, just bar none. I had such a blast watching this thing. It was so much fun. I saw it in a theater with a bunch of people who were clearly Troma fans. No one left the theater room. Everyone stayed. It was like 10 p.m. They played old Troma trailers before this movie, and it was just such a blast. Such a special moment for me this year, because I got into Troma this year, and then getting to see this remake and the celebration of them, I loved it. It was really awesome. I adore this movie, and one day it might be S tier. Oh my gosh, Popstar. I need to rewatch this fricker so bad. That's A tier. That is probably the funniest movie I've ever seen in my life. And it is the movie that made me fall in love with Andy Samberg this year specifically. I love him. I'd only ever seen him in Hotel Transylvania because he plays the kid, Johnny. And he's funny in that. But, like, man, I love this guy. And we have more Andy Samberg to come. But, like, Popstar is so funny. And we're going to talk about Bo Burnham's inside, but I'm just going to kind of tease this, that I do think this is a comedy special in terms of music done right. It's the way that it's music that is funny. I didn't find Bo Burnham that funny. We'll get to that. Ridiculous 6, turd movie, absolute turd. Nick Nolte and Luke Wilson deserve better. Hell House LLC, good movie. Overall, I liked it. Everything was great. Final 10 minutes. How many times have I said it? Final 10 minutes were not very good because it was mostly very generic. It turned into just like creepy cultist guys, and the whole movie builds up this mystery of like what happened that night. And I just feel like the mystery was better than what the actual answer was. All right, next up, Before Oral. So this year I actually watched a TV show, believe it or not. I never do that. And it was Moral Oral. And I actually really enjoyed it. And I remember really liking this, to be honest with you. I'm going to go A tier. I don't know, maybe that's crazy. But like, I just thought the show was very cool. And this was like a way to cap it all off. Like a little prequel of sorts. I just love the satirical story of like critiquing modern kind of religious, kind of like white, like American Dream, perfect family type stuff. It was just very cool. I liked it. The writing's good. Yuki-san, this is technically a short film, but it is the first film that Hayao Miyazaki ever made, and that's going to go in B tier. I thought it was great. Really charming. You can see the beginnings of a true legend. Beware the Slender Man. The documentary is very disturbing. I'm going to go C tier. I just didn't like the way it made me feel. Maybe that was the point. It was just a story about these two girls who like attacked their friend, and she did survive, which is great, but like, man, it was really dark. It was really freaky. Camera Person, I like it. I like the idea of someone just recording things in everyday life and then turning it into a film. I think that's very cool, and that's basically what this is. She's just different segments of things that she had documented and then putting it all together. It was very cool. I just didn't love it like I thought I would. Learning to See, that's C tier. It's a cool documentary about a guy who's he leaves the country, he leaves his career, and he just wants to photograph bugs. It sounds pretty goofy, but it's just a really charming guy and story. So, Okja, awesome movie. That's going to go in A tier. I thought it was so good. I loved all the performances were really great in this one. Some really funny moments in this as well. Devin Bostic was also in it, which is like a godsend. And for some reason this year I watched a lot of movies that were about fast food being bad. Fast Food Nation, Okja, and Poultrygeist. It was like just so fun seeing all these three directors do that story just in different ways. So, Keddy, it's a documentary Gibran showed me. It's gonna go in B tier. It's just a really cute, wholesome documentary about a city full of cats, and it was just very charming. My Life as a Zucchini, expected to like it more. I'm gonna go B tier. I liked it, didn't love it. I kind of wish I watched the original sub and not the dub, but I just thought it was a really good story about some friends. Train to Busan, funny story. Well, first I'm gonna go B tier. I think it's a great movie. That is the same director as The Fake. I watched Train to Busan and then found out that guy directed The Fake, and I was like, what? Are you serious? Blew my mind. Yeon Sang-ho's name, I can't wait to watch more of his movies now because Train to Busan's a great movie. I just think The Fake is infinitely better. That's his masterpiece right now. But Train to Busan was great. The effects are good. Cool zombie story. I like the performances in it. It's got some wholesome moments and a really unlikable character. Almost to a detriment to where I was just so ready for that guy to just bite the dust. I freaking hated him. Yeah, I liked it. Wicked, frick that movie. I'm gonna go D tier. It's not actually F tier, but like, I just think Wicked is so overhyped. So in isolation, the music is good. I will say that. I just think the sets and the colors are just very muted. And I went back and rewatched the original Wizard of Oz this year and found out just how much I adore that movie from my childhood. And I hate how Wicked, the intention was to make it feel like a real place, the Oz world. And I just don't think it's what it was meant to be. The original Wizard of Oz film has built this lore that it's a dream. It's a dream world, you know? It's still real because it's real to Dorothy, but Wicked just wants to make it slightly more gritty, and it rewrites the original film. So it doesn't even work as a prequel because it's completely just doesn't fit anymore, because now Elphaba is like a animal rights activist, but in the original film, she literally threatens to drown Toto. Huh? I don't like Wicked that much. Music's good though. Headshot, oh lord, that's an all for roulette pick that Gabe chose. That's gonna go in C tier. It felt like a sequel to a movie that doesn't exist. Action was good though. Where'd you go, Bernadette? This is a lower end A tier for me, but I'm gonna go A tier. Great Linklater movie about a mom and woman who just needs to stick to creating things, otherwise she becomes a menace to society, and that's something that's literally talked about in the movie. But it's really awesome, and it just has a really good message in it, and I related to it. Last Flag Flying, crazy. That's going A tier. That shocked me because that movie, you would not think like Last Flag, like that looks like a dad movie, like not the good one either, but dude, the performances, Steve Carell, Lawrence Fishburne, and Bryan Cranston kill it. Bryan Cranston has a moment in this where he gets everyone to laugh, and it felt so genuine and real to me. I adore Last Flag Flying. It is shockingly good and emotional, and just really, really resonated with me. I was shocked how much I loved it. Open Water 3 Cage Dive, D. I thought I was going to like it because it's a found footage shark movie, and honestly, I don't know why the frick I thought that would be good. It's pretty bad. There's a scene where like the girl literally like fricks up their raft for no reason, and then there's one part where a guy's like, I'm out of here, frick you guys, and he starts swimming away, and he comes back, and the next scene like nothing happened. I'm like, huh? It's pretty bad. Apostle, another Gareth Evans film. I think it's his name, but it's the guy that directed freaking The Raid. It's a good movie. Really dark and kind of gruesome at times. Like it's got some crazy like crap that happens. I like the lore. This is kind of like a underrated film, but I just maybe need to revisit it at some point. Bohemian Rhapsody is kind of a turd. I'm going to go D tier. It's just the most formulaic, boring biopic of all time because like you have Eddie Mercury, who's a really interesting guy. I was really invested in learning about him, but the movie just never helps me to get to know him at all. There's better examples of a biopic that it helps you to understand the character, the person of who he was, and this one didn't do it. I really was disappointed in that. It felt like they took the Wikipedia article for Queen and then copy and pasted, and that was their script, if that makes sense. Mid-90s. Jonah Hill directed this. Awesome movie. Really inspired me. This was one that inspired me to pick up my camera and just start filming crap to like maybe turn into a little film a la Camera Person at some point. It was just really good. I liked it. Kind of a drama, but really beautiful and wholesome. And it ends on a note that's like, just do it. Just create stuff. And I like that. Hellraiser Judgment, D tier. I think that the concept of introducing a more heavenly angel type of spiritual entity in this is really cool, but it's just a human woman. It's really boring for Hellraiser. And also most of the movie is just detective plot again, and most of these bad Hellraiser movies are just detective plot, and it was just freaking tiresome at this point. I was so done with it, so I did not like that movie. Krakoa, this is a short film. It was really freaking funny. I'm gonna give it B tier. I liked it. It's just like, it's like, I don't know, dude. It's just these little animals wrestling each other, and it sounds like the dialogue is kind of funny. So I don't know. I liked it. Glass, C tier is fine. I think it was fine. I don't know. I'm not a Glass guy. I think it was okay. Ending was kind of cool. Benedetta, ahead of its time. I'm gonna go A tier. Another Paul Verhoeven movie. I did not think I was gonna like it this much, but I literally liked it that much. It was really good. Yeah, just the exploration of like, dude, just like this, the faith of this person, and it's in a historical context, and it does enough to sort of critique the church while still acknowledging that there's some reality to it. And I kind of like that a lot. That's my favorite type of religious drama, is when they kind of toe the line. They kind of paint both sides very accurately. I kind of like that in a way. John Wick 3, ooh, awesome movie. Yes, that's A tier. Awesome movie. I think overall it's the best in the series. I think 4 is the best action though. But 3 was so cool, dude. What a great movie. Thrill ride, awesome premise. I can't wait to rewatch it. Junkhead, made by like one guy. B tier. That movie's made by like one guy who did all the stop motion for it, and I think he had like some actors or something, or a few other things other people did, but just a really weird, interesting world. And it has a sequel that came out this year. I don't know if it's come stateside yet or not, but I definitely want to check that out. It's a very cool movie with some creepy moments and funny moments too. Some really goofy stuff. It's very anime. Possum, C tier. It's just very unpleasant movie. I just didn't enjoy it that much. The spider puppet guy though was cool. I really liked him. Black Klansman, good movie. I like the editing of this one, and I thought the performance is really good, but just not one that really hit me. Marriage Story, this is going to be controversial. I'm going to go D tier. I think the performances are amazing. They're really good. Scarlett Johansson was obviously incredible. And what's his face? The guy who played Ben Solo from Star Wars. I am so blanking on his name right now. Y'all are gonna cook me. But performances were good. I just felt like the movie was such a downer. And everyone, like my brothers say, like, that's the point, right? Like, it's supposed to be a downer. But like, man, it just made me depressed for the rest of the day. Like, literally just kind of depressed. I don't like that, bro. I didn't like that movie. Black Mirror Playtest, technically a show episode, but it's all disconnected anthology episodes. So I watched it for Spider Sundays. It's C tier. I like the spider dude when it shows up, and he's really freaky, but just not one that's like an all-timer for me. The Devil All the Time, I watched that on vacation. That's B tier. Cool cast. You have like a freaking Tom Holland shows up. It's like actually a Tom Holland movie. It's not Spider-Man. And you have Bill Skarsgård's in this. And yeah, it was good. It was kind of good. I really don't remember a whole lot about it, but I remember thinking it was kind of cool. And yeah, I don't know, just a solid movie. And it's surprising that it's like Netflix. So Netflix movies are usually not that good, but like that one's actually pretty solid. Boss Level, B tier. I enjoyed this. I'm a big Frank Grillo fan, and Boss Level just did a lot for me personally, because I just really like Frank Grillo, and it was really funny. And there's some really funny lines, like the one girl's like, Yan Guan has done this, and then she keeps doing that throughout the movie. I just thought it was really funny. Itsy Bitsy, I'm gonna go C tier. I didn't like this one very much. It was just another fine spider movie. Just goes on way too long and focuses way too much on crap that isn't the spider. Jojo Rabbit, I liked it. I think Jojo Rabbit, the dark satire film on Nazi Germany, is a masterpiece, but I think the Jojo Rabbit that is just Moonrise Kingdom, kind of lame, and I think Moonrise Kingdom is infinitely better, so it kind of middles out to B. Paddington Peru, C tier. Such a disappointment, man. I just feel like this is the least Paddington movie. It's more of just like an adventure film. And I liked how the first two films were so wholesome. It had the family dynamic. We needed the family, guys. We needed the family. Despicable Me 4, C tier. It's just one of these movies. What Did Jack Do? I'm going to go B tier on that one. David Lynch talks to a monkey. Midsommar was pretty good. It's tough. I don't know. I'm gonna go B tier. I kind of like Midsommar. It was cool. The performance is really good. I think it's a deep film. Just not an all-timer. I didn't love it like I wanted to. I really didn't. I didn't totally get into the hype cycle of this, but I liked it, and it does have some really creepy moments. Mutant Blast could have been so much better. I'm gonna go C. It's a higher C for me though, because I think that it's got some really funny effects and funny moments. There's literally like a mutated dolphin and mutated shrimp that fight each other, and it was like hilarious. And it's like a mutated rat in there too. It's technically Trauma. I don't know if it's produced, but like published or something. I enjoyed it. Some parts of it, but it's for some reason I just didn't fully love it. Promare, I had this at A for so long, but I'm gonna go B tier. I feel like so much this is such a 3.5 star movie, guys, but it has some awesome moments. The animation is top tier, but I will admit some of the characters are completely forgotten about, and some of them are kind of generic. It's not my favorite anime film of the year. I think Red Line is a lot better than this, but yeah. Hamilton is F tier. I hated this movie. It was miserable. It's like 3 hours of the same song being sung to you with the most racist freaking story of all time. I found it to be kind of racist and just weird. It gives me a very weird vibe. I don't like this. I'm okay with some musicals. I think this was like actually like anxiety inducing because it sounds like the same song. They're in the same genre, they have the same vibe, and I just can't sit there and listen to freaking R&B rap all the time, you know what I'm saying, or whatever it is. There's some good tracks though, and I will admit that, but I was miserable getting through this thing. The Amusement Park, I don't remember what I gave this. I liked it. I think it's good. I'm gonna go B. I liked it. It was kind of like interesting and stuff, but no, it's C. I don't think about the amusement park like at all, guys, to be honest with you. It was kind of interesting, but I feel like it hasn't aged as well. Oh, Church People sucked. That's D tier. Could have been so much better. That was a huge disappointment. Based on the name Church People, I thought this was going to be a satire. It was not a satire, guys. This is just a straight up Christian movie, and it duped me, and I was annoyed, and I thought it was also just really bad. And it gives the mega church pastor this arc of learning that he doesn't like money, and I think that is so unrealistic, so I didn't like it. Palm Springs was awesome. This is the second Andy Samberg film that we've ranked, and it is awesome. A tier. I thought it was so funny. Andy Samberg just can't miss for me. John Wick Chapter 4, as I said, probably the best action in the series, probably the best action of all time. A tier. I still think the premise and the setup of 3 is overall better, and the story of 3 and all that, but 4 was a thrill ride. Next up is The Long Walk. I thought it was a great movie. Gabriel's gonna kill me. He loves that movie, but Long Walk was great. I thought the characters were great. That's the best thing I can say about it. But like, I think the drama of it all and the history of like, it's not really saying anything. I wish the movie had more to say and explored what led to this country doing this. You know, like how did we get here? And I don't know. Just it could have been that big moment in 2025 for me, but it just wasn't. Minari, this was my first pick for the roulette because I wanted to prove that I wasn't going to pick something stupid, and I regretted it. I'm going to give it B tier, but I just felt like this could have been such a better pick than Minari. I enjoyed it, though. Fantastic Four First Steps, I'm going to go B tier. I had an A for a while just because I thought the visualization of Galactus was really sick, but all in all, it's another Marvel movie. I think it's great, but it's just not amazing. Primevals, C tier, such a letdown. It's one of those cases where the final 30 minutes is when the actual creatures show up, and based on the poster and the name, I thought that was going to be the whole movie, like a la Mad God, but it just wasn't that. Spaceman, that is a good movie. I liked it. Hanush is like such a great character. I love the spider in this. He's so creepy and cool looking. The story is lacking a lot in the writing department, but I just thought the visuals were cool. Make Me a Sandwich, cool short film. I'm gonna go B tier. Unknown Visitor, D. It's a found footage movie from a doorbell camera, and it's just very inconsistent and not made very well. The Card Counter, Paul Schrader, A tier. I finished the Man in the Room trilogy this year, and this was how I ended it. Very meticulously crafted film that I thought was very awesome, but I don't remember a lot about it. I gotta rewatch it, but I did think it was very, very good. Plane, I enjoyed this fricker. I'm gonna give it B tier. I thought it was just a great dumb action movie. Reminds me of Ghost Recon in some ways. I'm a huge Ghost Recon guy, so I don't know, I enjoyed it. Renfield, B tier. I liked it. Fun movie, funny, but just kind of feels a little too studio slop for me to like fully love it, I think, but it was enjoyable. Another Day at the Office, I'm gonna go B tier. It's a Linklater short. It's like 20 minutes long, but it's just like Linklater walking and talking to people. I liked it. It was kind of unique, especially for a director to do of his caliber. You would not expect that. The Social Dilemma, I'm gonna go A. I'm gonna go A tier. That was a really good doc. It really kind of is eye-opening of like some of the craziness behind the scenes of big tech and some of the things that like we use as tools, but like really they use us in a way. It's pretty crazy. Paul Schrader, Man in a Room, A tier. Awesome little doc about Paul Schrader's career and films he's made, and I really loved it. Apollo 10.5, we're gonna go A. I thought about this movie a lot. It's basically, it feels like Linklater kind of telling his childhood story through an animated film with some fantastical elements thrown in there. And it's just such a heavily 60s nostalgic film where they even talk about 2001: A Space Odyssey in the film, and they make a huge joke about it, and I really like that. Havoc, B tier. When the action picks up, it is incredible, but I just think the story is like really, really bad and really lame and uninteresting. Psycho Goreman, yeah, B tier. That's a great movie. Could be higher, but I thought the girl was very cringe at times, but that's probably the point, you know. If you like trauma movies, you'll like Psycho Goreman. He looks awesome. The effects are cool, and I love the costumes in this. Wolfman, I was at C tier for a while. I'm gonna go B. It's good. It was just like not much to it. It's just a werewolf movie and had some cool moments, but it's just not that great. Leave the World Behind, I like that one. I'm gonna go A tier. That one actually really resonated with me. I thought it was cool. Ethan Hawke is awesome. It felt like a Jordan Peele movie. And I mean that as a huge compliment because it's surprising because it's not Jordan Peele, but it's just, if you like Jordan Peele, you'll like Leave the World Behind. Abyssal Spider. I think I did see. I think I did see. It's shot decently, but this poster of like the giant spider over the ocean boat crap is like such a lie. It's not even in the movie. Spider's cool, but like the movie's just not that interesting. Characters were fine, but then they aren't written the conflict isn't written very well. Smashing Machine. It was good. It was good. Just like The Rock is the reason why it's good. If he wasn't in this movie, he wasn't giving it his all, this would probably be a C tier. It just didn't really help me to get to know the guy very well. There's parts of the story that are just skipped over. Like, I wish it focused on like his drug addiction or focused on like his relationship, because it just felt very weirdly badly written at times, because like the girl at one part, she like throws down a vase and breaks it, and then like 30 minutes later she comes back and, you know, she leaves the house because she left, you know, she was living with, you know, Dwayne's character, and then, you know, she leaves, comes back 30 minutes later in the movie, and this has been a long time in movie time, and she has the vase and she fixed it. I'm like, what? Like, didn't you leave? Like, you don't even live with this guy. Would you sneak into his house, steal his trash, and then you glued the thing? Huh? There's just a lot about it that didn't really make sense. And then they instantly go back to calling each other baby and stuff after a big fight. And I don't know. I just thought it was really badly written. But Dwayne is carrying a lot. He's doing a lot to carry it. Dogman, I feel like such a party pooper for saying this. I'm going to go C tier. It just wasn't for me. We're all going to the World's Fair. I think I'll like this more on rewatch, but I'm gonna go C tier. I just initially did not love it, but there's a few really good moments in this. EO, B tier. I like that guy. Running Man, B tier. It was a great movie. I just felt like it was really un-Edgar Wright like, and I had the same problem with this I did The Long Walk, where it just felt like we could have done so much more to like say something really powerful with this movie and explore something cool. And I would have liked to know what led the world to this point. And it just feels kind of underbaked, but Glenn Powell is awesome and he is very funny in this movie. K-pop Demon Hunters, B tier. I just think it's great animation, great music, but everything else leaves me really wanting more. I feel like the characters are just rushed and very uninteresting, and they had moments where they should have developed them as friends. Like at the end, they just kind of like don't ever accept Rumi, and they just kind of like go about, and then the movie ends. It's like, okay, all right. We teased Bo Burnham earlier. That's C tier. It's kind of mid, I'll be honest. Popstar runs circles around this thing because I read it was a one-man comedy special going in. I was like, okay, all right. And Gunnar and Gaben loved it. My brothers, they had me sit down and watch it. Did not get it. I didn't laugh that much at all. I maybe chuckled here and there. Music wasn't that funny to me. I just didn't get it. There was a few really, between the songs, there were some cool edits and cool, like, you know, just some charming concepts of this guy, Bo Burnham, just kind of goofing off. But like, it just felt incredibly fake to me. And it just felt like a way to package an album and give it to us during COVID. And it's just a COVID themed album to me. It just felt very fake and not very funny. And then when it came to Popstar, I watched that and like not long after this, I was dying laughing. The songs were so funny and Andy Samberg was killing it. I need to own that movie now. I need to buy it. So I'm going to show my wife. I need to show my wife that movie. Iron Claw, I thought this was last year, but apparently not. I'm going to go A tier. Also a movie about brotherhood and a great true story movie that I think was done very well. Way better than The Smashing Machine. Way better. Great performances. The Righteous just didn't do anything for me. I'm gonna go C tier. Up to Speed, D tier. That is my least favorite thing Richard Linklater's ever made. Speed is my sleep paralysis demon. I'll just leave it at that. He seems like a nice guy, but it's just, this was really long and really boring and uninteresting to me. Deadstream, Gabriel loves this movie. I'm gonna go B tier. He made a video about this on his channel, which is a great video. I highly recommend. But Deadstream it's good. It's kind of funny. I like the main character, but he's a little annoying, but I still kind of liked it. Barbarian, ooh, that's a good movie. I was like half watching this for like the first like few minutes, but then I was like, is this good? And then like I started focusing on it because my wife was watching it, and I ended up really liking it. I thought Barbarian was great. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed that one. Shelby Oaks, Chris Stuckman's movie. I did watch it this year. I'm gonna go B tier. I thought it was good. I just felt like the beginning mockumentary stuff was the best part of the movie, is really strong, and then it just kind of turns into like every horror movie you've ever seen, and it just lacks cohesion in its writing and concepts and stuff. The husband character is like completely forgotten about. The ending is like the most rushed thing I've ever seen in my life. Derek Mears shows up. It's like a cool demon, which is pretty sick. But it's a demon movie, and like diminishing returns on that for me. So I don't know. I liked it. I really respect Chris Stuckman, and I thought it was a good movie. Glorious. I should have liked this more, but I'm gonna go C tier. It just went on too long, and I was just out of it. Pearl, I'm gonna go D tier. I really don't like the X trilogy at all. Pearl might be the best one, and maybe on rewatch I won't hate it as much, but just going through the two movies and then watching this, it was just not a good combination. I really didn't like it. Godland, oh man, D tier. I didn't like that either. It was just like so long, and it could have been good, but it just felt very unfocused and just kind of a nothing movie in my opinion. Hitman, this looks so generic to me, but this was actually an awesome Richard Linklater movie. I thought it was very charming, very funny. It made me a fan of Glenn Powell, and I laughed at it a lot. And it's kind of based on a true story, which is insane. Thunderbolts was good. That was good. I enjoyed that. Me and Kylie saw that on vacation as well this year, and I thought it was a good time. It was cool. but it's another Marvel movie, guys. It's not anything crazy. The Cook, cool short film. I'm gonna go B tier. Azrael, I need to rewatch this. I was getting really tired watching it, but I'm gonna go C tier from what I remember. The Mean One, D tier. I knew I was gonna watch this fricker at some point. The Naked Gun, that was a great movie. It was very funny. Liam Neeson's like, I didn't know he could be that funny, but he really was. I had a blast watching that in theaters. The Conjuring Last Rites, the fourth one, that is a turd. That is a turd. Conjuring has never been good, guys. It has never been good. And this movie was not it. It was not it. Eden was a good movie from this year, though. I'm going to go A tier with that. I actually was impressed at Ron Howard's work on this. I thought it was really philosophical, really interesting, and it made me feel very emotionally invested in the story. I'll definitely say that. Chad Gets the Axe, very similar to Deadstream. I'm going to go B tier. Barely makes it in because I thought Spicy Steve and Chad Pian they were amazing together, but once they get separated for the rest of the movie, it takes a huge hit. But I enjoyed it. It was still fun. One Battle After Another. I'm gonna go B. I think I misunderstood this movie when I watched it. I didn't realize there was gonna be a critique of like left and right wing people. I didn't really know that. So maybe I should have rewatched it at some point. Maybe I'll understand it better. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun watch. It was interesting, but it didn't blow me away. Deepest Breath documentary is cool. I don't need to rewatch it. I'm gonna go C tier. Superman was really good. I'm gonna go B for now. It could be A on rewatch. We'll see. I just wasn't a huge fan. I saw this in a theater and I accidentally taken medication and drank caffeine, and I felt like I was about to pass out. It was a really bad experience for me that day, so that might have hampered the experience a little bit. Zom 16, it's Zom 100, but I just call it Zom 16 because the title's a lie. It's going to D tier. Such a freaking, what the frick ever were they thinking with this thing? It's just such a missed opportunity. Could have been so good. I watched the opening 30 minutes of it at one point, like a couple years ago, and then I sat down to rewatch it because I was like, I think this movie was good or something. It wasn't good. I should have just left it at that. Wildcat. This is an Ethan Hawke directed movie that stars his daughter Maya Hawke, and I thought it was kind of awesome. I really liked it. Really good stuff in this. I love the exploration of a Christian artist who makes art that is not Christian art, and then other Christians sort of are dogging on it. I thought that was cool. I thought it was really cool. Weapons, great movie. I really enjoyed that. I'm gonna get B tier. I thought it was a really good time in the theater. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it wasn't a favorite of the year for me. Same thing with Companion. I'm gonna go B tier. I will say there's a moment where a character moans really loud that got me and Kylie laughed so hard in the theater, and we still reference that to this day. So I have to like it. Watchers was fine. I'm gonna go C tier. It's the daughter of M. Night Shyamalan who directed it. I like Dakota Fanning a lot, but it was just fine. It was fine. It just wasn't for me. Relay was a surprise this year. This is a movie that came out this year. I'm gonna go A tier. Surprisingly good. It's sort of this anti-capitalistic movie. It's very low, kind of quaint, low budget thriller of sorts. I actually dug it. It was kind of really cool to me. I don't know. I was really invested in this one. Can't wait to rewatch it. Daddy's Head, C tier. The kid was very, very stupid in this movie, but the actual creature is very creepy. Thingu, it's a short film. It's a claymation remake of The Thing. I'm going to go A tier. It was just really neat, and I liked Lee Hardcastle's version of The Thing. It was very cool. Small Things Like These. Kylie showed us this movie. I'm going to go A tier. Very cool. Another one was critiques of modern religion and Christianity that I really liked. Plankton Movies F tier. That I can't believe SpongeBob is being destroyed and ran through the dirt this bad. It is depressing. I forgot. I saw The Face of the Devil. That's what it was. A cool kind of short film. I'm going to go B tier. I remember liking the vibe. That's about all I remember. Flight Risk, D tier. It's Flight Risk. It has a freaking AI deer or something frick at the beginning, so not very good. Frankie Freako is a roulette pick from Gunner. I'm going to go B. it was a great fun movie. I like the effects, and I just thought it was really a fun Steven Kostanski film. Same guy directed Psycho Goreman. Shiny Happy People. I watched season 1 and season 2 of this thing. I thought it was really good. I'm gonna go A tier. It was really cool. It was funny. I watched it with my mom because she actually knows like the Duggar family or whatever. I never really knew who they were. I did hear about them growing up though from like other kids in my class and stuff. But yeah, just really shining light on some fricked up stuff in that family. You know, it just shows how much piece of like scum a lot of like Christian big church Christian guys are. People, frick them. Phoenician Scheme, that's gonna be a B tier. I thought it was great. A little bit underwhelmed. I was expecting to like it more, but it was way better in French Dispatch. So I at least like that. And I like the performances. I mean, it's Wes Anderson. It's always gonna be at least pretty good. He's pretty consistent. Next up, I like, because technically there was one more Shin Megami Tensei thing I watched this year, and it's the SMT3 Nocturne documentary. I'm gonna go B tier. It just showed me how awesome Kazuma Kaneko is as a person, and it was just cool watching him. He just kind of was like swagged out, walking around in the city and just talking about philosophy. I freaking love that guy, bro. And he was like the art director and like the director of some other game or something in the series. I forget his name, but like they were just talking and walking. And I just loved it, dude. It was actually kind of awesome. You get a little tease of Katsuhiro, not Tomo. That's freaking Akira director. I'm thinking of Hoshino, the director of like Persona 3, 4, and 5. And that was cool seeing him in this too. But just a really cool doc about a really awesome game. So, yeah. Bring Her Back. I was a little underwhelmed. I'm going to go C tier. I really expected more from it. I wanted to like it, is what I should say. I just really didn't get into it. It was really just dark, and I cannot see Sally Hawkins be anyone other than Mrs. Brown, especially not someone so depraved as whoever was in this movie. The Contestant, awesome documentary. Very, very Truman Show-esque, and so if you like Truman Show, you probably like this. Kill, I thought this was good. It was good. It was almost fine. It might be fine. C tier. I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna go B tier. I liked it. Just a little underwhelming. It's just an action movie on a train. Novocaine, I really like this. I'm gonna go A tier. Me and Kylie had so much fun watching this in theaters. It was a Monday mystery movie, and we thought it was going to be Mickey 17, and then we were a little disappointed at first, but we ended up loving this. And I think we love this way more than we would have Mickey 17 anyways. Yeah, just a really fun romantic comedy action type movie, and I really like the central romance in it. Rental Family, it's a movie we watched not that long ago with Brendan Fraser. I'm going to go B tier. Kylie's a huge fan of that guy, and I am too. I really like Brendan Fraser a lot. It's a really good movie. I was just a little conflicted on the message. It's just not really something that resonates with me, but I still liked it. Dark. I'm going to go B tier. That is Dying of the Light. It's the same movie, but Paul Schrader tried to fix it. He tried to edit it his own way because the editing of Dying of the Light was supposed to be a certain way, and then the studio kind of took it from Paul and then did their own thing with it, and they made it a lot more generic, and it could have been a lot better, clearly, because Dark was better than Dying of the Light. Love Hurts. Everyone was dogging on this movie. I like it. I'm going to go B tier. Could have been better? Yes. I think the central romance of this movie is like kind of crap. It is really bad. There's no chemistry between these two characters, but as a Ki Kwan action movie, I had fun. Long Legs. Good movie. I like the background details in this movie where if you're paying close attention, you notice that there's some really fricked up stuff in the background. I don't love it as much as my brother does, though. Shadow of God, also B tier. I really like this one. It's kind of like angel horror and incorporating it's an interesting new concept for a possession movie. You know, I thought it was cool. It had some cool visuals too, but it could have been a little bit better. FNAF 2. Probably B tier. Lately I've been really contemplating lowered my score. I thought it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. I personally liked it more than the first one because I felt like this one was less repetitive. There's none of that dream sequence stuff that kept on happening in the first one. And we get some cool little teases and cool animatronics in this that I absolutely love. And I just had a blast. I really enjoyed it in the theater, and I can't wait for part 3. Friendship, my brothers love this movie. I thought it was great. I'm gonna go B tier. I thought it was very funny. I did laugh a decent amount. The whole joke about Subway had me dying. That was the best part of the movie for me, but I don't love it as much as many other people. Warfare, one of the best movies of the year for me. I'm gonna go A tier. As a big Ghost Recon fan, this gets a 4.5. Normally it'd probably be a 4, but for me, 4.5 because I really like Ghost Recon. This reminds me a lot of that. So yeah, just a really immersive film. And Alex Garland was good at that in Civil War. Like the sound design in that movie was so good. And then they doubled down on that in Warfare. So I thought it was really awesome. And the opening, one of my favorite openings to any movie, dude. Like that opening is so just, man, it's awesome. It's so good. Man, you gotta watch Warfare. Roofman, I feel like I should have liked it more than I did, but I'm gonna go B tier. I liked it. It was a cool, insane, based on true story movie. But I don't know. I don't love it. I like the performances though. Channing Tatum was really good. Predator Badlands, I'm gonna go A tier. Just an awesome movie. I think this is what the Predator franchise needed. Sure, it's a lot different from the other ones. It's not a horror movie. It's more of just an action blockbuster movie. I just feel like it's what Predator needed, and clearly because it was successful. It's like the highest grossing Predator movie of all time now. And I liked all the alien references in it. I thought that was really cool. And I'm so excited if we get an AVP movie, like a third one, and it's based in the future, which is how a lot of video games were. And that's what I really want. So look back, I really enjoyed this. People love this thing. I'm gonna go B tier. It was great. Really beautiful animation, really heartfelt story, but not much else for me. Caught Stealing, B tier. I watched the new Aronofsky movie in theaters this year, and I thought it was great. It was a really cool movie. I just think that it's a little underwhelming coming from Aronofsky. I expect more experimental, wacky, weird films from him, and this one was just a little more straightforward than I personally would have liked from him. So, but I still liked it. It was really good. Medea, new, whatever the frick. That's a D tier. That movie is so bad. It's really badly written, and I just don't like it. I don't like the vibe of that one very much. Drop, almost B tier, but I'm gonna go C. I just think that the movie logic in that movie upset me a little bit. It was really like the dude would have left. There's just so much crap that he puts up with this girl on this date, and it's just very unrealistic and kind of annoyed me. God Save Texas, kind of cheating with this because I only watched the first hour and a half that was dedicated to Linklater, but I'm going to go A tier. It's technically a mini series. There's like first episode's hour and a half, and there's 2 episodes that are like 40, 50 minutes, and they don't have him in it. I just watched it because I wanted to be a Linklater completionist, and that part was awesome. It's feature length. It's long enough to be a movie, so I logged it and treated it like that, and I thought it was really, really awesome. I really opened my eyes to the death sentence and how it's really just not good. It's really a lose-lose, and it really kind of takes the responsibility out from us as a people to like deal with our own criminals. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like no one wins. No one wins in that situation. That movie really opened my eyes, so I highly recommend it if that sounds interesting to you. Nouvelle Vague, this was the other Linklater movie that came out this year. He had 2, and I'm gonna go B tier. I liked it. It's just a lower Linklater for me. It's based around the movie Breathless, which I talked about way earlier in this video. I liked it. Like I said, I liked it more than Breathless. It just wasn't amazing. It's just good. I'm just not a diehard Breathless fan, so it doesn't super resonate with me. But there was a line in the movie talking about like if you're going to make a movie, you have to have something to say. And I don't know, I thought that was cool. Bad Faith, cool documentary, eye-opening about like Christian nationalism. I'm going to go B tier. Really scary crap there. Really, really opened my eyes to just like how easily manipulated Christian people are. A lot of them are, at least, in the way that they just kind of like become very political in a very sometimes intense, violent way and try to take away your freedom just so we all kind of just do what that group wants. And even if you are Christian, I feel like you wouldn't want that to be, you don't want to control people, right? Like, why would you want to control people and make them live your lifestyle even if they don't believe it? Like, aren't we all about like genuine belief, genuine faith? Duh. So yeah, Christian nationalists aren't real Christians in my mind. Hot take. Getting a little spicy up in here. The Roses, I liked it. I'm gonna go B tier. It just was a little hard to watch, like this loving couple just descend into madness, taking shots at each other, literally. And I just didn't love it. But the opening parts of it were good. And Andy Samberg showed up. I was so happy Andy Samberg. I want to like literally stop this video right now and go watch an Andy Samberg movie. I love that guy. But yeah, he showed up in it and I like that. Dangerous Animals, cool shark movie, B tier. It's just a solid shark movie. We don't get many of those. Blue Moon, one of the best of the year. I'm gonna go A tier. That was the other one that Linklater made this year. It was Nouvelle Vague and Blue Moon they released this year. Blue Moon was awesome. Ethan Hawke is one of the greatest actors of all time, and especially living today. He's my favorite actor ever, and I love Blue Moon's vibe nature. You're just kind of sitting and vibing with Lauren's heart, and it really helps you to get to know this guy, and it's a biopic done right. Next up is Hard Eyes. It was just a fine Scream-esque slasher, but it just didn't really wow me. Cells at Work. This might be in the awards ceremony, but that's going to go in A tier. Super surprised by this one. Just saw it on Netflix one night. Me and Kylie were like, that actually looks good. And then we watched it and actually really enjoyed it. It had one of the funniest moments in any movie I saw this year, and I just had a blast with it. 2 AM Coffee, random short film. I really like the vibe. I'm going to go B tier. I really like the vibe of that one. So good job, whoever made that. My Oxford Year, D tier. It's basically Dead Poet Society meets Before Sunrise, but it's not even half as good as either of those movies on their own, so it was really bad. Oh Hi, B, liked it. It was very funny, and Logan Lerman, got respect for him now. He's actually good. Mastermind, I'm gonna go F tier. That maybe seems a little harsh. I've never wanted to walk out of a theater room in my life until I watched The Mastermind. I was so close to considering leaving and not even staying for it. And you'd think like, well, Gage, you chose to watch it, but it was a Monday mystery, so I didn't know what I was watching. So I don't know. I just thought it was. I really thought it was really bad. It might be D tier realistically, but I just really had nothing. There's nothing to this movie for me, and it was boring and long. Love Untangled, C tier. It was getting really good scores, and Kylie wanted me to watch it because she really liked it, and I thought it was okay. The friend group was cool, and there's a few cute romantic moments. It's way better than My Oxford Year, but I just didn't like it much. Taken, In Plain Sight is D tier. That is one of the worst movies I saw this year. It just was kind of funny how bad it was. Like this movie has the award for the most pointless edit I've ever seen in any movie ever. So like that's the type of caliber we're talking about here. Doc of Chucky, A tier. It was just so cool going through this 4-hour documentary talking about the Child's Play franchise. I got a massive kick out of this. Predator Killer Killers, A tier. One of my favorite movies from the year. Awesome animation, really cool setup, and an incredible ending that will get any Predator fan jumping up in excitement. The Spider and the Bee, it's B tier. That's a David Lynch short film, actually. It's one of the last things he ever worked on. It's mostly just a video of a spider capturing a bee and eating it. And David Lynch directed it. Next up, Trainwreck, Project X thing, C tier. It goes for like a documentary, but then recreates certain scenes that are in a fake way. And I don't know, the whole thing just felt very fake to me. It's hard to tell what's real and what's not when it's so glossy and just like sanitized. I don't like it. If you're gonna do a doc, make it gritty and real. The new Jason Universe short film, I'm gonna go B tier. I liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. I thought the friggin' boat kill was cool with like that boat engine and crap. I don't know. I liked it. Jason's actor needs to be a little bigger probably, but enjoyable. The Majestic, C tier. It's a it's not that good. It's so long. It's so long. It's all about like the love of movie making, and it's got some good performances, good actors. Jim Carrey's in it, but it's one of those movies that not even Jim Carrey could really like rescue, because he's doing a more dramatic thing, and that's just not as much of his strength, even though he's good at it. Slacker, one of the best movies of the year. I've been waiting to talk about this. S tier, probably my favorite Linklater movie, as controversial as that may be. I just adore this thing. I think it's so good. It's such a beautiful portrait and tapestry of human life and human passions and creativity. And I think it's genuinely one of the best movies I've ever seen. Body Bags, great Lil John Carpenter anthology film. It's got a lot of horror greats showing up as cameos in it. I just thought it was really fun. Underwater, C tier. It was really mid, but it had one shot that I really think is good, where like the Leviathan and the flashing lights and you see it. That is fresh. Everything else was really bad. Ted, I actually like Ted. Wreck is very good. I'm gonna go A tier. I didn't know this was just Quarantine, but I think it's better than Quarantine, so A tier. The ending was very cool. I really like the ending. Frighteners, D tier. I don't like Frighteners. It's really weird. They give freaking Michael J. Fox like long hair and he looks weird. It's also ghost stuff and I don't really like that much. Little Miss Sunshine though, that's A tier. Such a beautiful movie about family and walking your own path and just being true to yourself. A Silent Voice, incredible film, A tier. Probably going to show up in the awards in some way. Just one of the most emotionally saturated films ever made. That's the biggest, compliment I can possibly give this movie. Mallrats, kind of Slacker adjacent, but not as good. I'm gonna go B tier. I enjoyed it. Seeing Dave Seville show up in this was kind of crazy, so I enjoyed that. But it's just not a crazy one. Evil Dead 2, B tier. Expected more. Literally expected more from this. I thought it was good. It was kind of funny. I like the effects, but I didn't love it like I thought I would. The deer laughing is funny. The deer head laughing is hilarious. Or Day, very, very cool film. I'm going to go A tier. Very thought-provoking, religious drama. I don't think this was it ain't Bergman, but it feels very Bergman-like. And I don't know, I really dug it. I really liked how it was exploring faith through the three sons, one who's an atheist, the other one who believes, and the other one who thinks that he is Jesus Christ himself. So it's going to be good. Next up, Stranger in Paradise, C tier. I think the themes of this are really good. It's just, I had to look it up to know what the themes were. It's so vague and it's just hard. It's just hard to understand it, but the themes are cool. I just didn't love the film. Night of the Living Dead, B tier. Ending was more thought-provoking than I ever expected it was going to be. But other zombie movies have done this better. It's just very standard, typical zombie stuff nowadays. House on Haunted Hill, D tier. I just thought it was besides the skeleton dancing or whatever, skeleton effects were kind of cool, but besides that, it was just kind of a nothing movie for me. John Wick 2. Every John Wick movie got better and better, so I'm going to go B tier. It was 3, then 2 was 3.5, then 4, then 4. That's kind of how it went for me. John Wick 2 is a great movie. It's way better than the original, and I enjoyed it. Calvary, just really bleak. I'm going to go C tier. It's meant to make you this pastor, priest, just all this negativity and bad stuff going around his parish, and he's just kind of absorbing it all, and then kind of leads up to this really anticlimactic but kind of cool ending in a way. It's just a really bleak and dark movie that I didn't love. Suburbia, Linklater, A tier. Enough said. No, it was just really good. Steve Zahn's incredible in this. It's very similar to Dazed and Confused in a lot of ways. I was very surprised with how dark this movie goes by the end. It really feels pretty dark. It was just surprising. The Wrestler, one of the best movies I saw this year. That's going to go in S tier? A tier? I need to rewatch it. Oh man, it's S tier though. I'm gonna go A tier for now. I need to rewatch it. There's a good chance this will be S tier when I rewatch it though. So just imagine Future Gage watches this video and is like, bro, why did I put that in A tier? I should have done S tier. Next up, Battle of Big Rock. It's a Jurassic World short film. It's better than Jurassic World Dominion and Fallen Kingdom, so it's B tier. Wild Strawberries, good. Expected it to be better than it was, but I think if I get to grow really old, I'll look back at this film and think it's actually really incredible. Sweeney Todd, C tier. Surprisingly dark. Really surprisingly a dark movie. Not even just gothic, but just like a dark movie. But it was fine. Human Centipede 2. Look, guys, I don't know if this makes me a weirdo or not, but I'm gonna go B tier. I thought Human Centipede 2 was almost kind of like a really good movie, like because it's kind of interesting the way it explores fandom and obsession. I don't know if it's saying a whole lot with it necessarily, and I do think the ending is like really like the worst part when it actually gets into the gross stuff. But it is just the end of the movie. Most of it's actually like, I don't know, kind of liking how like grim and weird it is. But yeah, Hush. B tier, just a solid thriller, but not really much else to say about it for me. The Abyss, I had to ultimately go B tier because I just think the dedication of the team to get all these underwater shots was incredible. I just think it's a really weird movie. It goes into some like weird, sometimes it wants to be underwater survival, sometimes it wants to be this odyssey into the craziness of the deep depths, and it's just kind of conflicted. Don't Breathe, it was solid. I'm gonna go B tier. I liked it. I'm just not as high on it as other people are. I just thought it was a good horror flick, and I was pretty tense and really messed up by the end. Autumn Sonata, I'm gonna go A tier. That's one of Bergman's best movies for sure, and one of the best performances I saw all year was Liv Ullmann in this movie. I think Bergman might be the greatest film writer of all time, and Liv Ullmann is arguably the best actress. That's the type of caliber we're talking about. Just a story about like family ties and family issues and stuff like that. It's very well done through the Bergman lens. Matilda, I give it C tier. Maybe that's crazy. I liked it. I just didn't relate to it very much. Everybody Wants Some. I'm gonna go B tier. Took a while for that one to like really like ramp up and grab me, but I liked it once it did. It was a great movie. A lot of cool actors in this one, but not as good as Dazed and Confused or Suburbia for me. Next up is Happy Console Gamer, the movie. I'm gonna go C tier. I watched this on YouTube because he made this. I'm a huge Happy Console Gamer fan. It was a really goofy movie. It's got like zombies and video games and all types of cool stuff. Friday the 31st, Michael versus Jason. I'm gonna go C tier. I saw that before I saw Halloween, so. It's just a cool premise. I thought it was actually cool the way this fan film sort of explored Tommy Jarvis as a character and some of the spins they go for, and that was cool. Don't Look in the Mirror. B. I thought it was a solid little short film. It's nothing incredible, but I thought just the premise was cool, and they capitalized on it, you know. Small Group. B tier. This movie holds the title for the best straight up Christian movie I've ever seen, which is not a high bar. And it's not even that good, but like I still thought it was overall like solid enough, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was actually kind of funny, and I was with it until the very end when it kind of went for like, oh, we're all in a mega church now, and I thought that was lame as frick. But everything else was actually good. Crossroads, B tier, wild movie. Like literally they go to heck and they play guitar, and I actually was surprised by that. The Stuff. Could have been way better, but I'm gonna go C tier. Could have been so much freaking better than that. But it was an enjoyable kind of blob-esque movie with some satire I liked. Donnie Darko, C tier. Everyone's so unlikable in that movie, and it's very weird, very experimental, and just it is one of the strangest things you'll ever watch. Woodstock, D. Just such an empty film. I thought the style of it was kind of cool and attractive to me because I saw the trailer and I saw the cover and stuff, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool. Just didn't really like it. Liar Liar, I'm gonna go B tier. Jim Carrey makes that movie good. If Jim Carrey wasn't in it, this would be like a C tier movie, but he elevates it a lot. It's just kind of dumbly written at times, but I'm not talking about Jim Carrey. I'm just talking about like some of the plot stuff. Hardcore Henry, I'm gonna go B tier. I enjoyed it. It was a great movie. I just think that your mileage will vary if you can get with the central gimmick of it. And sometimes it can be a lot to handle, to be honest, because it can be a little nauseating at times, but I overall liked it. The Straight Story, I'm going to go A tier. Really beautiful film from David Lynch. It's a Disney movie. It's rated G. That was honestly really shocking. Just a story about this guy who's going to his brother after he finds out his brother had an accident, and he travels by a lawnmower. And it's just a little adventure film, and it was just like really, really kind of beautiful. I really like that one. Human Centipede Part 1, C tier. It's not as disgusting as you would think it would be, but it's just a kind of a fine horror survival film. Social Network, I'm going to go B tier. It was a great film, great score, and some really good edits in here as well. It's just not my type of movie. Just like Oppenheimer, it's like an above average biopic, which is just not really something I'm into. Showgirls, B tier. Great movie. Paul Verhoeven, probably my least favorite from him so far, but still a really good movie. I just had a really bad experience watching this in like pieces because our Wi-Fi was acting up the days I was trying to watch this. And but it was really good. Awesome soundtrack. Really just like great visuals all around. It was just like the lights, and it just all combines to a really cool movie. And the way it begins and ends is very poetic and very cool. Patterson, another B tier. It's a great movie, very philosophical about like passions and dreams and writing. It was something I really resonated with. I like this more than Jim Jarmusch's other movies that I've seen. So yeah, I really liked it. Human Centipede 3, I'm going to go D tier. That's when I started disliking it. Like, I thought the satire at first was funny, but then the main guy is just so over the top, and it gets a little annoying after a while, so I wasn't super in love with it. The Fountain, considering what is down here, I don't think it's a D tier, right? Like, it can't be. I just think this movie was a mess. I'm just gonna trust my intuition and go with what I gave it. I'm gonna say D tier because I did not like The Fountain. I thought it was a mess. It was really pretentious and annoying, and I just did not like that movie very much. I might like it more on rewatch though. I do have it in my cards to eventually rewatch it. Currently my least favorite Aronofsky movie. Carrie, the original. I expected to like it more than I did, but it was still a really good movie. Very cathartic. Very cool. I like the religious mom. She was creepy and weird in all the best ways. Saint Maud, A tier. Really impactful movie. I actually was really spooked by this one. It has one of the best jump scares that really got me. And I think the ending is like chef's kiss. Frankenstein, really underwhelmed. I'm going to go C tier. Just kind of nothing happens. The premise and the themes are interesting, but just nothing happens interesting with it. Fried Green Tomatoes, I'm gonna go B tier. Mom loves this movie, and I kind of see why. It's a really wholesome story about these two girls that are just like really good friends, and it's just kind of really well written. It reminds me of Forrest Gump in that way. It's just like a solid, like, even if you don't like it, you kind of like it type of movie. You know what I'm saying? Life of Brian, C tier. Really disappointed in that one. A sort of like alternate history, like religious satire could have hit so hard with me, but I just didn't love it. A Scanner Darkly, B tier. Craziest cast that Linklater's ever worked with, I feel like. And it's also the darkest Linklater movie, I think, even over Suburbia, which makes it really weird among his filmography. I liked it, I enjoyed it, but it's a very like, it's a wacky movie, guys. But I thought it was good. Ghost Watch, C tier. I just found it to be very unbelievable, you know, like I really question the intelligence of someone who like got fooled by this. The only thing that makes it almost believable is if it was your news anchor that was like hosting it, which for some people it was, and I can kind of get that maybe, so I guess I take it back. But like watching it nowadays, I can't even put myself into the perspective of maybe this was real, you know what I mean? I can do that with other movies, even if I know they're not real technically. Grown Ups 2, D tier. Just kind of nothing happens and it's not that good. A Ghost Story, A tier. Kind of one of them transcendental films. Very beautiful. I like Ghost Story a lot. It has stuck with me. Yes Man. This was one of the Jim Carrey movies that actually I liked more than the others. I'm going to give that A tier. Just really, really funny. And I like the central theme of just saying yes and going for whatever life throws at you. Last Exorcism, man, I'm gonna go C tier. Could have been so much more. Everything about this movie was great until the end, and it just becomes wacky and stupid. And it's like It literally saw, this pastor saw cultists and was like, I got this. That's literally what happens. It's retarded. Jack and Jill, I saw it twice this year, unfortunately. I'm going to go C tier. Originally it was D. I thought it was bad, but like, I don't know. My wife's enthusiasm around Jack and Jill is a little bit infectious, and I kind of I didn't like it, but I thought it was a little bit better this time around. Salt and Precinct 13, awesome film. That's going to go in A tier. Shot, like, I thought it was going to be good. I did not think it was going to be that good. I was blown away by this. I thought it was really, it goes there. Like, it has a really dark, violent scene in it, and then it's just like awesome survival film. I really like Assault on Precinct 13. Saved, C tier. Talk about a movie that just got worse the longer it went on. We started at like a 4. It was an awesome satire, great setup for an awesome premise about this girl who, you know, finds more genuine friendships and connections outside of her hyper-religious community, but it just kind of bails at the last second and just is really lame for it. Demonic Toys, I'm gonna go C tier. It was fine. It was good enough. I just feel like the effects and the little girl baby doll was funny. That kind of did a lot for the film, for me, but it's just not that good. It's just not something I liked as much as I wanted to. Priest, I'm gonna go A tier. Very shocked about that. I did not think this was going to be it, because I had a lot of religious dramas fail me this year, but this one was shockingly good. It reminds me of Benedetta in what it's exploring, but it really kind of like reflected the sort of vitriol and hate that a lot of religious folk have around people who are different than them. And I thought that was explored very well, and the whole idea of like your specific skill set not fitting in with a certain pastor's desires, and just say, oh, dude, frick that. You know, like that's the type of thing this movie's going for, and I really like that. All right, we are down to like the final 3 movies, and these are the final 3 that I watched this year. Sergeant Kabuki Man, B tier. Great movie, Trauma, just being Trauma, and I really enjoyed it for what it was, and it has an awesome main theme soundtrack that I actually listened to it. I listened to the Sergeant Kabuki Man soundtrack, guys. Like, that's real. Liz and the Bluebird, C tier, kind of mid, honestly. It's the same director as Silent Voice, and this was Gunner's December all-for roulette pick. But I was just really underwhelmed. I never cared about the characters or the drama of this film, and so it left me feeling pretty cold. I honestly was fighting to stay awake. Final film of the year that I watched to close it all out was Oh Canada. I'm gonna go B tier. I thought Oh Canada was really a great film, and it's possibly Paul Schrader's final movie that he's ever going to make. And for that, it feels very special. And it's sort of this movie about demystifying a mystical director figure. And I thought it was really well acted, some great performances, and it has an ending that really sticks with you and is a huge emotional moment. I just think everything, the story being told throughout the film, while it's coming from a untrustworthy source, you know, like we can't totally trust maybe everything we're seeing because it's told is like a backstory. But I just think that it all could have come together a little bit more strongly than it did. But that's my list. That is the end of the year list, guys. What do you think? What do you think? How did we do this year? Did y'all watch any of these movies that I watched this year? Tell me some of your favorites that you watched this year down in the comments, and just let me know. I can't wait to do the end of the year awards. I was a little late getting to this video, just had a lot going on, but I'm going to try my best to get to that video here soon. And so you'll see that here just probably a little bit after this one comes out, hopefully, Lord willing. But yeah, with all that being said, I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.